Thanksgiving fire.
Real slow.
Oh no!
Uh-oh. Call the fire department. 911, call 911. I don't know, just put the whole lid over the whole thing. Kill the fire. You don't want no air, no oxygen. It won't go down. Turkey's too big.
Everybody ready? We're going to fry turkey now.
Kirk, you're burning the head! Woo! Holy moly!
I'll have to shave for a week.
Excellent.
We got a little bit of an intro there just to kick off the Thanksgiving. So welcome everyone to the insert title here show Unplugged episode 2. Unplugged because we have no topic. There is no theme, just going to hang out.
How about this for a theme? Women are fucking useless in a crisis. You see those women just laughing at those men trying to solve the problem, just making it worse, just pissing them off, not offering support, just ridicule. You see that shit?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Bro, there's women
what
out
about
there. Sorry, go ahead.
What about the one who was trying to put the lid on? And
Oh,
the guy
yeah.
kept saying, just cover the whole thing.
Yeah. No. You got to cut the oxygen out.
Uh,
Well, we'll go through real quick as more people are entering and say hi to a few people. Greetings again to the Master Hobo. Thanks for being here. And then Mr. Arza, who doesn't want to actually come on from his desk at work.
He's lying. There's nothing happening at his desk.
I swear I'm at work. There's no one in the dorms.
There's no one fucking there this week, dude. Come on.
I mean,
Arza,
who is staying at the dorms right now besides Arza?
Bro, Arza is trying to save his generation. He's probably he's
buying more
in there,
VHS tapes.
he's in there in the heart of the fucking communist uprising, trying to fight for America. Poor guy, just a base Gen Z alone on an island.
Yeah, he's trying, man. He's trying.
A man alone.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he may jump in a little bit later. So how was everyone's Thanksgiving day? Everyone fighting off the tryptophan comas and
No, I crashed out at 7:00. Set an alarm for 10:30 to be here on time.
No,
I slept on my sofa.
Yeah, I was just at a Friendsgiving, bro. So my buddy's girlfriend or fiance, I guess, she made sourdough biscuits from her own sourdough starter. She had a turkey that was in like, I don't know, it's some big fucking pot. I don't know if it's a deep fryer or what the hell it is. And in case you didn't like turkey, she also had roast beef there, all shredded up. She had green beans. She had cranberry sauce. She had 2 pumpkin pies. She had fucking sweet potatoes. I didn't even have time to get to. Bro, it was just me, her fiance, and 2 gay dudes that she was feeding. And she had enough we could have had 10 more people there. And they could have all ate. I'm like, bro, there's women on the internet making sourdough out of their own yeast. And I'm sitting here with no bitches. I had nothing. I had nothing.
Hey, you want to know what?
Emerald.
You want to know who we got? He's finally showed up, everyone. The one, the only, Arza.
Arza's here.
I
Hell
knew it was a
yeah.
lie.
You guys accuse me of lying about the screaming. My elevator's about to scream, and it is so loud.
I don't believe you.
Whoa. Whoa. Who's this handsome guy with this cool haircut stepping in for Arza today? What happened? What happened?
Yeah.
Are we being catfished?
What's
This is the
going
same
on,
haircut
buddy?
I've
It's
had
not
for
ours.
the
It's
last,
some
like,
dude who took his
3
phone.
months.
That's not. Your hair looks different today.
Oh, that's because you're at a really low angle.
Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter.
You're seeing what the
matter.
hooker sees when they look up.
Look, I've got money for that.
I didn't say you paid.
Bro, if the economy keeps crashing, they're going to be giving it out for a $2 can of beans, bro. I'm telling you.
I got a $2.
That's when. That's right.
Oh
He
man.
can't find $2. Oh.
Nice. Nice.
Well, I did the whole point too. It's like, okay, you want to know what? There we go. I got my singles.
Whoa.
I got my singles. I'm ready for the club.
Whoa. Big spender over here.
Come on with hoflation. That's nothing.
Big baller. My favorite, my go-to thing when people used to pull out money or like do something that made them look rich, I'd be like, whoa, we got Puff Daddy over here. But I can't do that anymore.
No,
I
you
guess.
can't do that anymore.
No.
God, this is a horrible
Yeah.
angle.
You want to know what's kind of humorous? That cash that I showed you was
Yeah.
leftover $1 bills from filling up my gas tank on my
Yeah.
last road trip down to Las Vegas for the FNT meetup.
Oh god.
That's
still
how
have that?
long I've been sitting on those dollars.
Jesus. It's nuts. Oh shit, man.
Yeah. Well, I unfortunately, after getting done with the Rogues Gallery Thanksgiving special, I couldn't take a nap because then I had family phone calls to people across the country wishing them a happy Thanksgiving. Finish up a little bit more setup of this, and then I looked at the time. I went, I got to start the stream in 30 minutes.
I was
So-
wondering where the link was.
Well, I kind of
was
figured
worried.
that when you were like, "Hey, you up?" Yeah, I scheduled the show. I'm not going to cancel the show. I'll do it half asleep, do it live.
Yeah.
Oh, shit
Hell yeah, dude.
balls.
So, Arza, you working all weekend?
No, I picked up the shift without realizing. Well, no, I just lied. I do work all weekend. Fuck.
Oh,
You
terrible.
do it all week. Oh, you do all.
I work every weekend, and I forgot about that.
Oh,
It's consistent, but I forgot.
I also work most weekends, but it's different. It's different. You know what's funny?
Oh,
I make
yeah.
I make very so I was thinking about this. If you look at the money I make per hour, it's very good. But I usually only work for like 10 or 20 minutes at a time. So it's like not so good.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
so good. Yeah, if you work 20 minutes a week, it doesn't matter how much you make per hour. That's still poverty. That's you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Good
It's
way to
hard
put it.
out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Master Hobo had a brilliant idea. Do the show and then immediately end the stream. There, I fulfilled my commitment.
Yeah, exactly. We would have been streaming
There you
for what, 2 minutes? I don't know.
And
Dad, we're crushing it.
Nah, I enjoy it.
If I randomly mute, that's because somebody has entered into the lobby. Just so you know.
So that's
a
our
wild
time to get
college-
really. That's our time to get really profane. Oh no, you're on your. Oh damn it!
Ah, doesn't
a
even
wild
count.
liberal has, and you've encountered a wild liberal.
Never
Which
saw
Okay,
Pokemon do you
this
use?
desk- at this desk 2 years ago, there was like an event that made national news when some white girl levied racial and physical attacks against a black worker here.
I think I
It made
remember that.
SNL. It made SNL.
That's great.
If someone walks up, you should turn the camera on them. Let's talk to them.
God damn
Hey,
it.
we can do
Would get me
instead of
fired.
man on the street. It's a college student in the lobby.
Big.
We go live now to ArzaChats, our college student in the lobby. Arza, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I'm talking to this dipshit.
Ask them their opinion of the weather currently.
Gary.
It's shit here. I'm not gonna lie. It's terrible right now.
Well, let me guess. It's cold.
It's like 40 degrees and it's rainy and windy as fuck.
Ooh, I'm dealing with 57-degree weather.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, I'm not.
It's a
currently
wet
it is.
57,
It is currently freezing at 32 degrees outside.
Why are you inside then?
Oh, and it's 35 degrees and rainy.
Why are you not outside playing that shit? Not you. You.
Once it actually starts snowing.
Oh,
yeah. I just saw the first Christmas lights of the year over on my drive to and from this Thanksgiving shindig. So
Really?
it's starting to look nice. Here's the thing. This is what I'll say about the Pacific Northwest. Like I grew up here, so I didn't appreciate it. I lived in California and I came back. And Christmas time in the Pacific Northwest is really great because we got all those evergreen trees, we got the snow, and people really do go all out on the Christmas lights around here. So
I thought it'd be too colonial.
Yeah, no, it's pretty.
You've got a kitten in the cabinet.
I know it's his tail, but like the way his tail's sticking, looks like his legs. Like I'm just trying to reach this. You know, you get on one leg to reach something.
Let him know the energy drinks are not in the cabinet.
That's
He's looking for his cat weed, man. Come on.
It's like I've moved. I had to move so much stuff. So much of my stuff now is just places for him to explore. I'll lose him sometimes, and he'll just be in a drawer or a cabinet or something, just like hiding. He's such a little nightmare. I love him though.
All those cat profiles that pop up that send you the pictures and videos of.
Yeah,
I see it. I picture this scene and your cat doing that.
Yeah, he's just
awesome.
He's great. I love him, man. Oh shoot, I'm
wondering how nationwide how Thanksgiving was for everyone, because I mean, you had so many leftists that said, I will not spend the holidays with my mega Republican family members. So I'm wondering if this was actually a very peaceful Thanksgiving compared to normal.
Yeah, that's actually okay. Let me ask you guys this. So let's say you had some of you might be in this situation. If you had leftists in your family, would you avoid them on the holidays, or would you? Because these are people that you love, right? Are you going to avoid them because you don't agree on politics?
I wouldn't give
or
a
are
shit.
you going to just
fucking care?
I don't care at all.
Am
I crazy?
I don't care. I mean, they're just going to have to deal with me walking in with he won and my MAGA hat. I mean, it's pretty No, overall, I don't care. And that's the whole point. Everyone talks about politics during Thanksgiving and all this stuff, but it's like after an election, usually my family in general normally doesn't talk about politics. It's usually talking about the football games and what's going on in our lives.
I don't give a shit at all about I would never go to someone that, especially with the leftists nowadays that are so easily upset and they freak out over nothing. I would never, I have friends that are like that, and I would never go out of my way to antagonize them. You know, I would just hey man, what's up? How are you doing? How's your life? You know, there's so much other shit to talk about. I think this is part of the thing with wokeness. I think once it gets in your brain, it's all you can think about all the time. And so with us, I'm a Catholic. I'm not a Trump guy. It just so happened that Trump was the obvious choice this time because I feel like wokeness is evil. That's where it was for me. That's the not woke guy. And I also happen to like him, especially after he got shot. But, I've said before, I didn't vote for him the first 2 times. I thought I just wanted everybody to stop yelling and, but this time it just seemed like the right choice. Maybe next time I might vote for somebody else. Trump's obviously not going to run again.
Well, Hillary's supposed to be running in 2028, I've been seeing. So.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Who? Hillary?
Hillary.
I saw a report that they're starting to try to fundraise and stuff, to pay off Kamala's debt and for her run in 2028.
God, I wish she would run 2028.
Do it. Do it. Please do it.
The problematic family members in my family aren't far left. They're the uber redneck Trumplicans. But also,
therefore,
that's
right.
a bunch of narcissist assholes who
Yeah.
can't get their own heads out of their asses.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know. I think it's like I said, I think the woke people, they just can't think about anything else. Once that gets in your brain, you just gotta hell yeah.
So if I can, I think the issue is, I think we're flipping the variables. I don't think it's that woke people are like this. I think it's the people who are drawn to being woke are the people who would be like that anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think it's the narcissism that leads you to being woke.
That might be right. Yeah. That might be right. Yeah, it's because we talked about this before, but it's like the women who are like you know, why do you hate me so much that you would elect Trump and take away my right to murder my baby? It's like, it's not about you, sweetheart. I just want to buy eggs, bro. Like, that's it. You know, it ain't about you. I didn't think about you. I don't know you. It's not about you. It's like,
Right.
you know, but they can't think outside of
random women.
Yeah, they can't think outside of me, and it's like, so for them, it feels like a personal attack against them that Trump won the election, but it's not. I think you're right, man. I think it's just they can't think about what it's like to be another person because they're so obsessed with themselves.
Is all these women who complain are the kinds of women who will never have to deal with any of these problems. Like the ones who are obsessed with baby bubbling will never be in a situation where bubbling is being used to avoid saying bad words.
Oh, I see.
I'm stealing that from It's a Gundam.
Gotcha.
It's that word. Just be nice.
Schmishmortion.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
So baby bubbling, the women who care about that will never have to worry about being in that situation because no man is impregnating her.
No.
Yep. And here's the thing, to take it one step further, this is crazy. It's like right after Roe v. Wade, I've said this before on stream, but right after Roe v. Wade got overturned, I know for a fact that Washington and California they already had it ready to go. They put it in their state constitution as a state right, a right of residents of that state to get an abortion. So even though it's not in the federal constitution, it's in a lot of these state constitutions. And a lot of these women that are really upset about abortion, they live in blue states where they have access to abortion. They're just worried about, I guess, if they were traveling and being a whore and they got pregnant, then they wouldn't be able to get
you're not going to be
an
traveling
abortion
for 9 months.
Yeah. It's not a coherent position. Again, I feel bad a little bit. You know, I had a friend or a lady at my church. I don't know her that well, but she told me, you know, oh, you can't criticize these women too much because they've been brainwashed. And I think some of that is true. I have a niece who is 16 years old, and she was not politically active until like 3 months ago. And then all of a sudden we asked her what she thought about the election just to see what's going on. And me and some of the other adults asked her, and she was talking about Project 2025 and reproductive rights and all this shit. She's 16 and gay. Who is getting her pregnant? And she fucking lives in fucking Washington. So it's like not three strikes. It's not a problem. But because TikTok told her to be scared of it, and she's on TikTok all day. She got it in her head. And I think there's a lot of people who fit into that category that otherwise, I don't know. I want to believe, because I'm optimistic, I want to believe a lot of these people otherwise would be like normal, regular, well-adjusted people. Mm-hmm. And then they got the TikTok got in their brain. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive about that, but I want to believe most people are just regular people who want to have good lives. That's what I think is the reality. And that's what makes it easy for me to get along with. Like, if I know somebody, it's like there are people in I told you, I've said this before, my D&D group is split down the middle. I know there's certain people where if we talked politics, that group would break up, but it's really hard to find a consistent D&D group. So I'm not bringing it up.
I always wanted to ask this. I keep forgetting every time you bring that up. Yeah. Do you ever walk into the room, or have you in this past election cycle, walked into the room to play and you just felt the tension so tight that it just took one word to just explode the entire group?
Yeah,
you just felt it.
So we took a couple weeks off after the election, and they said, oh, so-and-so is tired from work or whatever. But there was a part of me that was like, oh, I wonder if they're like emotionally keyed up about the election results. Of course, I didn't ask, and what's weird about it is the Trump people are quiet. We don't talk politics at all. But the Kamala people are very open about Kamala. We're voting for Kamala. This is a Kamala house and socialism and whatever. And we got to destroy the dumbest conversation maybe I've ever heard. We were talking about what we would do if we had time travel because autism. So we were talking about what we would do if we could have time travel. And my homie is like, I would go back in time and give the Native Americans a history book, which would warn them about the colonists who were coming. I was like, bro, you're going to warn them against smallpox? The fuck are you going to do? They're going to kill you on sight, bro. What are you talking about? You're a fucking...
You know what would happen if you gave Native Americans a history book?
Yeah.
They'd use it to wipe out their neighboring tribes.
Probably. Yeah, like
no. You want to know what? It's worse than that with the time traveling now. If you were to go back now, we would bring COVID back to them.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm okay with that.
You know what would really happen though?
Bad soup.
If you brought a book, they would look at it like it's fucking Latin. Like you would be looking at a Latin book because they don't fucking speak English. You dipshit.
Yeah. They didn't have written language, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
They didn't have written language, I don't think. They were all oral tradition or whatever.
I wasn't calling y'all dipshits. I meant the ones who were like, hey, bring the book back. And
yeah. And it's like, I don't even think they had, certainly not only could they not speak English, I don't think they had written language. I don't know. I'm not a history expert.
To be fair, I do give credence. I'm fine if they're ignoring the language barrier in a time travel hypothetical, because if we can time travel, we must be able to translate languages.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you that.
They're still going to kill you on sight, though.
They're still going to kill. That's the thing. Like, they have this idea of human history that, like, every bad thing that ever happened was done by white people, instead of the reality, which is that human history is just people killing each other.
Hey,
that's
don't
what it
take
is.
That power from me.
It's I mean, even on this continent, you had many of the Indian tribes were warring against each other.
Remember, most of the Native American tribes were gone by the time that European settlers arrived. They killed it themselves.
Well, if you look into the history of Pennsylvania, their founder paid the Indian tribe that lived on that land for it to found Pennsylvania. Then another tribe came in and said, hey, this tribe took it from us during war, and the founder of Pennsylvania also paid that tribe.
That's early reparations.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
You guys want to know what I watched for my Thanksgiving movie?
What?
Pocahontas.
Based.
Not The Matrix or not any of the other millions of movies you haven't seen.
No.
I've seen
Die Hard. You've seen The Matrix? Holy shit!
Yeah. He's a nerd, bro.
Don't say the same shit about all the movies you haven't seen.
No, well, but here's the thing.
Hey, you want to know what? Name a movie, and there's a 90% chance that ours has not seen it.
Yep.
I love this game. It's so much fun.
Pick something.
We're just old, guys. That's the thing. We're just old. That's what we've had more time. And by the way, when we were growing up, I mean, you guys are a little bit older than me, but like I'm older than him. Like when we were growing up, movies were actually a cool thing to see, and we actually looked forward to seeing them because they were good. And now they all suck. Like you probably watch fucking more YouTube than movies now. I do
all my time on YouTube watching people's content. Because it's so much better than whatever's coming out today.
The movies suck.
Okay, I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna do
movies.
I'm gonna go two movies. Okay, have you seen Crimson Tide?
No.
Have you seen The Hunt for Red October?
No.
Saving Private Ryan.
I own it.
That's not what he asked.
And a collector's edition VHS tape.
You have access to over 2,000 movies you can watch, and most of them are movies we've talked about.
No. He already said what his main viewing is. YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's true. And I don't fault him. It's just we need to educate him in the movies a little bit.
It is our responsibility to
teach
pass
the new
along
generation.
The next generation. That's right.
I mean, ours is already over top of us already. He's hired a film crew to record him on this. Have you noticed the camera movements and everything? Whoever your video photographer is, you need to give him a good tip because he's doing really good at keeping you in frame.
I don't know if it's StreamYards because I'm using the mobile app or if it's my iPad.
It's the iPad. It's the iPad. It's the iPad. It's the iPad. Yeah, it's the iPad that does it.
That's cool. See, that's cool.
Yeah, the iPad does that. Yeah, my sons did it, and when I won one last year for some like contest they had around here, and it does it. Like if I move, it moves with me.
See, the one good thing about my college is they give all incoming students a free iPad, an Apple Pencil, and a keyboard.
Damn.
Wow, that's not bad for what, 38,000 a year?
It's 14 a semester, so 28 a year, including housing.
That's close.
That's much my car costs.
So I think it's like 6,000 or 6,300 a semester just for in-state tuition.
So yeah, I don't know. I will say this. So talk about Thanksgiving. Like people have asked me like, oh, aren't you upset that, you know, Thanksgiving is commemorating a genocide or whatever? And I'm like, of course not. My team won. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what happens if you want to write the history, if you want to get the holiday, win. Holidays are for winners, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like human history is just killing, guys. Human history is just killing. That's all it is. It's just murder and conquest. This idea that you're not supposed to fight wars of conquest is as old as World War II, guys.
Yeah.
That was when we decided no more border expansion. When we were done with fighting each other, that war was bad and conquering is bad. Like what Russia's doing right now in Ukraine used to be totally fucking normal. It used to be normal. That country's over there. I want it, so I'm going to go take it. And that used to be a totally normal thing that countries did all the time. And it's just since World War II, that was so horrible that it shell shocked all of humanity into like, okay, no more war. We're only doing proxy wars using poor brown people from now on. No more whites are on the front lines. That's the rule. We're just
get behind the darkies.
We're just going to arm different groups in Afghanistan and they're going to fight each other. That's what we're going to do.
That's how Master Hobo became the master.
Hell yeah.
He put his flag in a cardboard box. I claim this box for me.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys appreciate that. I can't say that in Washington. I could probably say that in Idaho. I don't think I could say that in Washington.
You should, man. That might get you blasted all over the internet. Look at this asshole. And people will be like, hey, I'm going to hire this dude.
I thought about that. I realized actually, dude, I've talked about this a little bit, but I was I was kind of soft canceled for the first half of this year. I couldn't get booked for shit, and they were literally just grown men were just lying about me, right?
Yeah.
And I thought about that, and I was like, that didn't actually hurt me, and I got this unearned reputation as a bad boy in the comedy community, which is you guys know me. I'm a fucking nerd. I'm not, I'm not really.
Look,
I'm not even
offensive.
Great. I'm not even the edgiest person on the street. The most offensive thing about me is that I have a man bun in 2024. There's nothing,
I'm telling you, man, your ex profile picture, every time I see it, I'm thinking you're undressing me with your eyes. Just the smirk you have on your face. It's just like that.
Yeah, listen, let me
smirk with the eyes.
Yeah, let me tell you. Stop it. Get out of here. Let me tell you about that. My cat does not like that I'm not paying attention to him right now. Let me tell you how that profile picture happened. So I have a buddy who is he's a photographer. He used to work with this guy who took pictures of models for ads and shit. So he's worked under this guy, and so he knows a lot of cool photography stuff.
Oh, under him, huh?
And pause. Yeah, he took that picture of me, and what he does is he'll have you stand in the sunlight, and they'll take pictures of you, and he'll say weird stuff like, "Look at me and smile like you got a secret." You know what I'm saying? And that's what that picture is from. It's that photo shoot of him just
I love it because every time I see it, I get weird, uncomfortable feelings.
That boy ain't right.
Dude, I see him dude, this makes me question things, and you know what? I'm fine with that. But you were mentioning the country, the expansions and stuff earlier. It reminds me of an Eddie Izzard joke that he told on Dress to Kill. Like back in, he brought that up that back in the day, that's how it was. You're like, I claim this land for Spain. He plants a flag, and at one point in the joke, he goes, he does that, that, and this is for so and so, and then he goes, well, do you have a flag? Well, no, no flag, no country. And that's he brought that in. That was 99, I think he filmed that special, 1999. And yeah, but I mean, that's exactly how it was. He's like, hey, I want that land. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the reason we didn't stick a world flag on the moon. We stuck a freaking United States flag on the moon. That is ours. We were there first. It's ours. We may have said we came for all mankind, but honestly, the moon belongs to America now.
Yeah, well,
and now you have China encroaching on American soil because the flag indicates American soil. Therefore, the moon is part of the U.S. and any encroachment by foreign powers is an act of war.
And I'm proud to be an American.
There's a student's Costco card sitting at this desk.
Use it.
Oh, wait, that is a Costco credit card.
Oh, don't use it,
bro. Yeah.
So the beeping through the elevator, is that because people are coming and going, or that's just because the passenger
the
floor?
elevator's broken.
Oh,
God.
Oh. So you're reenacting one of the worst TV shows in history, The Big Bang Theory, with the broken elevator. Got it.
Every week there's another problem there are 3 elevators in front of me. Every week there's a problem with one of them. And oh my God, I hate this place.
How long is your shift?
4 hours.
Oh.
And he's only 30 minutes in. This sucks.
Let me ask you guys this, because you guys are, I don't know if you guys are like, as I'm single right now, and this might be a comedy thing, but like I will disqualify a woman based on what she finds funny. Like if it hurts my feel, like if she snort laughs at puns, that's not gonna work. Or if she likes the Big Bang Theory, I can't do it.
No, I don't. It would have to be an extreme reason for me to disqualify someone for that reason, because I love laughing at everything. And I know the Big Bang Theory has its issues, but I've rewatched the series a few times. Yeah. It has some funny moments. It has some moments I'm like, hey, that's autobiographical.
You know what? The truth is, it was so... People give that show a lot of shit, but it was really popular and it ran for a long time. So it's like...
12 seasons?
It's got 2 spinoffs. 2 spinoffs! That's crazy. In a different format, which is wild. It's amazing how well that show did. I don't know.
See, I won't discount for someone for what they laugh at, but I will definitely break up someone on the spot if they don't like certain things. Like, if you hate How I Met Your Mother, get the fuck out of here. You will not become my kid's mother.
But my question, though, Theo, you got to keep in mind is, okay, so it may have had 2 additional spinoffs. Isn't that proof positive the decline of the culture that we live in, that got spinoffs?
Yeah, it certainly is. So I'm a big Larry David fan because I like the way he did his shows because like his yes. I like Curb because he's out here saying what needs to be said, and I'm a person who likes to enforce social rules like that. But also, I like Seinfeld because he had that rule: no learning, no hugging. The characters are never going to become better people, and it's never going to have a sentimental moment. They're always going to be assholes, and that's the way it is because that's what funny is.
That's even how they ended the show.
Right.
They're sitting in the jail cell after the trial and they're back to complaining about something.
Yeah.
I mean, back to their normal nature of being just horrible people.
Thing. And that's actually, I don't know. I think that's, and also Larry David had a really good sense of irony. And I love the way he like ties storylines together in a way you wouldn't expect. That's, I don't know. I think that's really interesting. And if you look at that and then you compare that to, here's a good example. How I Met Your Mother, Arza's show Arza really likes versus How I Met Your Father with fucking Hillary Duff or whatever.
Show that nobody likes.
That fucking sucked. And it's like, how do you drop the ball on this? You had one of the most beloved sitcoms of every millennial I know binge watched the shit out of that show. And I've seen it probably 5 or 6 times to the point that
I have the DVDs.
Like people really liked that. I rewatched it earlier this year, because I couldn't find it knew that I was interested in watching. So I was like, I find I respond to it differently as I get older. When I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to find love. And now I'm like, Ted is the worst. That man is a creep. He needs to leave these women alone.
Dude, yeah. I rewatched a few times like you earlier this year. And I'll find myself rewatching old shows just for the hell of it. And I said the same shit. Ted Mosby is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, man. It's like I think you're dead on, Emerald. I think the culture has just declined. I gave that show Alex Cross a show because it's a detective show based on a book. So I thought, oh, this can't be that bad. It's on Amazon. The first episode literally is just wall to wall Black Lives Matter propaganda. And I was like, okay, this is annoying me. I'm going to turn this off. And it's like, I didn't want to.
Well, going back to a lot of people had problems with Ted Mosby with How I Met Your Mother, but you got to keep in mind he's known as an unreliable narrator. That's that thing about it. So he is going to overemphasize certain events, underplay other events. His memory's not going to be quite as sharp of an event. So that's why he in literal terms, in the literary terms, is an unreliable narrator. And so many people are try to take him. It's like, you know what? Yeah. The way he's telling the story at times makes him look like a jerk, makes him look like a complete asshole. But is that how he's remembering it, as an unreliable, or is that actually how it happened?
No, that's a good point. I find, when I look back on my own romantic history, I center myself as the problem. And I think, my friends tell me this all the time. They're like, yes, Theo, you've made mistakes, but you also dated a lot of crazy girls who lit your shit on fire and hit you, and you should give them credit for that. And I'm like, that's fair. Yeah. Like it takes two to tango. I'll give you that. I also think Ted Mosby has terrible judgment. Can we agree? Like, okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The one where he gets spoilers for the show. If you guys haven't seen it, everybody's fucking seen it. When he gets left at the altar, he fucking brings her ex-husband to the wedding, which creates the whole situation. And also, he should not have I don't buy him staying friends with Robin after he and Barney both dated her.
No.
It's not like they both banged her and she was just a chick they kept around in case they needed a bang. Like, they were both in love with her and she's just hanging out vibing. Like, I don't know. I think that's the problem. I think Marshall is the only good person in that friend group.
No, go on.
I can actually speak to that a little bit. I had a friend who both me and one of my other friends had dated. Me and her ended because I moved away. Those two ended because my friend told another girl he liked her because she was moving, and that killed that thing. But we stayed friends for like 3 years after that.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, it was what, high school?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it does get a little different when you get in the real world. Me and Arz is kind of arguing in the chat right now about Lily.
Fucking sucks. Lily
Hold on. He can possibly attest, and so can possibly he. That relationship between Marshall and Lily was the most realistic out of anything in that show.
Oh, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying Lily is the worst person in the show. She fucking sucks.
No.
Make your case. Make your case, Arza. Okay. Make your case.
First of all, when she abandoned Marshall the way that she did, going over to California, she wouldn't talk it out with him. She wouldn't actually have a proper adult conversation. She just ran away. When she thought she was pregnant, she didn't talk to Marshall. She just ran away. And that got herself locked in prison during Thanksgiving, causing a massive issue there. During the first Christmas episode, when she finds out that Ted, a year ago, called her a bitch because she, destroyed Marshall's life, she demands that he apologizes, even though she was a bitch, and takes away their entire Christmas of stuff that she did not buy because she does not have a job. She takes all of that away because she's mad that Ted called her a bitch while she was being a bitch.
I gotta correct you a little bit. I don't think it was bitch. I think it was see you next Tuesday.
Do you think that's what it was?
That's what I think it was.
I assume they use the word Grinch because it rhymes. Now, of course, it could be that, but even if it's that word, she was still being one. So I don't care. She was still acting like one. She literally abandoned her fiance because she was going to an art program that she was going to flop out of.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I will say you can only hold women to so high of standards. Like, I will say in my life, Lily's behavior is very realistic woman in a relationship behavior.
What do you
I will
expect
say
this woman
that.
has fake red hair?
Huh? So again, did not say she was perfect. She has her flaws, absolutely. But that relationship, I didn't have one lasted that long when I saw the show. But I saw in that relationship almost every relationship I had from like 95 until like 2008. Like, which the way she acted was actually quite normal for 90s girls.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Around this age.
I'll say that. Like, people have been together for a long time. There's usually a moment where they break up and they were both like just being horrible to each other, and they decide to just move past it. That does happen a lot. Like,
Okay, but Marshall was
Okay, to answer Blue Eye Scorpio's comment, that would be the flute in the pussy.
right.
Best line in American Pie. And also, as a band nerd, when that movie came out, yeah, that was like one of the most
save yourselves the trouble, do not ask.
That was one of the most successful pickup lines in high school bands. You walk up to a chick and ask her, and she's like, I don't know, dude. I know people don't. You were a band nerd, right?
Yep.
Were y'all? Okay.
Choir, bitch.
So, oh well, dude, choir and band. People think that football players got action. Band and choir, I mean, at least in this area, were like almost like a 70s strip down Hollywood of like porn shoots. Like, those kids were like just screwing everywhere.
Yeah, band kids and theater kids too. I was a theater kid in high school, and that some of the horniest, most perverted, most wildest shit you could possibly imagine. Just fucking degeneracy, left, right,
and
center.
Before it happens, you see the girl at school. She's all like clothes all pretty and ironed, hair all done, all like brushed and always in a perfect position. Get that door closed, get the sun go down, dude. They become a different person.
That is crazy. I don't know what causes that.
No, but in the end, a lot of people, I mean, okay, so you have the two endings to How I Met Your Mother. You have the original broadcast version, then you had the different version at the end. And overall, you can tell, I think my biggest problem overall with the show is it went too long.
Yeah.
I will say it should not have gone to season 9.
5 years tops.
Yeah, I think 5 would have been perfect for the show run. I think after season 5, they were kind of stretching, and I kind of like Victoria being for the mother.
Yeah, he should have gone to Germany.
Yeah.
Wait, right.
Yeah.
He should have done his job in Germany.
I think she was the closest one that would have been perfect for. But everyone's upset with how it ended. And you want to know what? Yeah, the mother was barely in it. The kids nail it. But you can see right from the beginning of the show, because the clips they're using are what they recorded in the first season. So they knew exactly what they were going to do through the show and how it was going to end.
But you see, the thing is, I don't think they ever accounted for Barney and Robin to become a couple, and that destroyed the show.
Yeah, I agree with Arza.
I think that is the best couple of a sitcom. I think that couple works perfectly. But the thing is, they picked an ending in like season 2, and they had to stick with that ending for the rest of the show. And so they had to basically undo the last 4 seasons of the show to make the ending they had written fit. But the unofficial ending is the one that's actually the ending for all 9 seasons.
Yeah.
And that's great. Well, and Barney was the favorite character on that show. Probably by the middle of season 1, I think everybody liked Barney, especially girls who like the show. You hear them talk about Barney. Like, Barney was the most memeable. All the lines people repeat are Barney lines. Like, That was the show. And then when he got together with Robin, that was like something that fans really liked and wanted. I remember I was seeing a girl, one of my longest relationships. At the time we got together, both of us had kind of like a messy history prior to that. And when we got together, we were like Barney and Robin, that's us. That was like our iconic on-screen couple, and it pretty much ended the same way. We both got fat because we couldn't talk about our feelings. That's basically that. It ended the same way, literally. But it's like, you know, that's what happens when avoidant people get together. So that's a fun lesson. But like, really though, like that was such an iconic on-screen couple, and because of the ending they'd already picked in the first episode, they couldn't pay it off.
Well, no, they paid it off in season 9. Season 9 was all about Robin and Barney getting married finally. And that was, I think, an excellent ending to the show. And then they just had, because they had already picked the ending, the very last episode, they undo the entire 9th season. Because they just like, oh yeah, Barney and Robin broke up. I'm like, fuck you, what do you mean? No, they didn't. They did not. I will never
after that beautiful wedding episode, they just ripped them apart.
And it's one episode apart. So they get married and then they get divorced. The fuck are you on about?
Because they ask him over and over again throughout that whole weekend, "Are you sure?" And he like the love and the trust he just exudes when he talks about her. Like you said, it just shits on all of it.
It's like, what the fuck is this show trying to teach me? Am I supposed to believe in love or not? What's going on?
Yes.
Also, I'm perfectly fine with the mother we got because I really like Kristen Milioti and I love her version of Navion Rose.
Yeah,
I would have preferred Victoria.
Well, remember, Victoria cheated first.
I don't care.
Yeah,
you should have gone to Germany and it'd have been fine.
Yeah. I liked Victoria. I did like Victoria quite a bit. I would have liked to see more of her. I did like what they ended up doing with the mother. I kind of liked them together. That was kind of nice, and she seemed
they complimented each other.
Sweet. Yeah, it just kind of seemed kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I blame that show for my reasonably high standards.
Yeah,
she was
that's tricky.
Everything he had been looking for the whole 9 seasons. She was everything he said he wanted throughout the entire series. The mother, I mean.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, like I don't know, man. Like, I think one of the reasons that show has aged so well is because of what has happened to the dating market. Like, I think that show makes you feel like love is possible, and like Ted just keeps going out there and he keeps swinging. Even though Ted is an asshole who does way too much, way too soon, and he needs better friends to just tell him, "Hey, man, maybe get your head out of your ass." But like that show, there's this romantic through line through the show that like love is possible, lasting happiness is possible, forming stable romantic relationships is possible. And if you look around the world today, man, you're just not seeing a lot of people getting together, especially
Where's my yellow umbrella.
Right. Like, and I think I saw this thing today that I was on Twitter. It's just some guy jerking off on Twitter, but not literally, but like
really?
Intellectually. Yes, not. He was saying, millennial women are like are going to be maybe the most hated group of people of all time because they're all fucking, single cat ladies and they don't have kids. So they just vote for fucking terrible shit. And they're all these women in HR. They're just like demanding everything. So they ruined comedy. They fucking, tried to ruin the election. They're just, and it's because they didn't, they got the most girl boss brainwashing possible, and they just became incredibly unpleasant as a result. And I was like, man. And I kind of thought, when I saw I have a joke about this. I saw Gen Z coming around the corner, and I was like, you know what? When I hit my 30s, I was like, fuck, I got way more attractive because that's just what happens when you're a man. Arza, hold out. I promise it does get better. You guys can attest to this. By the time you hit 30, all of a sudden, you're just like way more attractive suddenly. And
counterpoint, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be bald, most likely.
Start lifting weights now and it won't matter. I promise you, bro.
And I'm getting
That's right.
How you doing, man?
It won't matter. I promise you.
Syfaxx?
Like how tall are you, Arza, if you don't mind me asking? I'm a little guy. I'm 5'7". This is not a flex,
wait. Stop. No. Let me guess. You're 5'11".
Around there. I'm like high 5'10", low 5'11".
That's what I'm saying, bro. Listen,
I'm
by the
exactly
time you're
6 foot, man.
by
I
the
even
time-
measured it, man.
yeah, no, dude. By the time you're 30, if you keep lifting weights consistently, you can just shave your head and grow a beard, and you'll be fine, bro.
You know,
promise
getting a
it's
bunch of
not gonna
tattoos
happen.
helps. Also,
I think
keeping
this
an
is a grown
instrument.
beard.
Those are good things.
Yeah,
I think this
Hey,
is a
trust
grown
me,
beard.
as soon as you get through puberty, that thing is going to fill out.
Dude, just tell people you're Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones, dude. Just do
That's
that.
the first thing I
Oh,
thought when I
yeah.
saw you.
bro.
Like, you'll be like, dude, yeah, of course I slayed
Learned-
I slayed like
What's her
what-
name?
What are they called? What no
Oh,
what are
the
people-
White Walkers.
the others, the White Walkers. Be like,
Yeah.
dude, I've
Yeah.
been White Walkers before. I'm the shit. Like just
And you
stick
banged
that in
it-
your pickup line.
You banged that weird dude's girlfriend, the weird dude's daughter wife.
Yeah, I mean, you got with the hot redhead already. I mean, you could just tell people that, and I would believe if you said that, I would believe you.
You do look like the guy who played
Tilly?
Samuel Tarly.
What was her name? Tilly?
Yes, Tilly,
Hold on, I
yeah.
gotta look this up. 'cause I don't
Oh,
remember
you
this
want to know what,
character.
Arza? We know what you're going to cosplay as
Everybody
now.
likes the hot redhead.
Well, you know
Whoa,
you've never seen it. I mean,
hey.
come on.
Guys, there's a celebrity in the chat. We have
Miss
Master
Gay?
Swag King popped in.
What's up,
buddy?
Oh.
What, dude? What? Why are you
I
mad?
mean, yeah, you could add
So
another
many
white person
white
to it. Just add him on.
This is rude.
You cannot make this man happy. He hates all races.
What
It
is
doesn't
wrong with
matter.
you?
He hates them all. It doesn't matter.
Dude, you know he only eats the white meat because he's just like, dude, I don't like the darks at all. Like, you just know it. You just know it. He doesn't like even the dark meat on the turkey. He's just not about it. I've only met him twice. I've been on this stream twice now, which was cool. I appreciate him bringing me on, but I could tell there's a lot of hate towards that dark meat, man.
I just double checked what Samuel Tarly looks like.
Dude,
Yes.
it's bang on,
Yeah.
dude. Come on, it's bang on.
Hey,
Like-
he's the
like-
true hero of Game of Thrones.
He is. He actually kills. He actually kills one of the White Walkers with like the little dragon shark.
He
blade.
discovered all that shit in the library too.
Yep.
Has no one told you that? Because like when I first I was like, okay, I don't know these guys that well, and I'm not trying to insult anybody. And honestly, I don't even consider that an insult because he's like one of the coolest characters in the show. So
It was so baby.
I would take that as a compliment. I always tell
You
people
are too.
I was like, I always tell people I look like, standard white guy number 3 in every character creation. So I'm like, I know where my place right now. If you do that and just put in basic beard and like, I don't know, executive haircut, like there you go. It's like,
So I guess Samuel Tarly.
that's what I look like now. I used to have long hair and I look like a metalhead and whatever. Now I'm just like basic dude.
And the way you talk
gotta wear
is
band
almost,
shirts.
and the way you talk is almost like apathetic. Like, and it's again not saying that bad. You're just like, yeah, man. So, all right. So what
This
you want to do
this
this
is just
weekend?
my life now. This is just my life now. Like it's like I already did all the acid and shrooms and all the fun stuff in the 20s. I'm hoping for that good back crack that lets me fucking just like visualize shit like I just like just hit like all the acid in my 20s, so I zone out for 20 minutes and it's like, what's
Dude,
he
if
doing?
I
He's like he's reliving the good times. That's what I kind of live for. Like
No, if I could get somebody to
Good
just
shoulder
release
crack,
the
and I'm just
tension
like,
in
"Oh,
my
thank
neck,
God."
I would rather have that than a blowjob. Just a good, just like
Dude,
my
once you
shoulders
pass
can
your
relax.
once you pass your 30s, it's like because I'm only 35, but it's like, dude, my 20s were like a blur and a half, if not more than that. Because it's like I used to do the musician thing, dude. I played at the Whiskey. I did all sorts of crazy shit.
Oh, nice.
Like I was all over the place, and like what you could imagine, it's like that. And then you're already living there, and I'm 6 foot blue, like blonde hair, blue eyed white guy who plays guitar in Hollywood. There was a lot of crazy shit that happened, and it was not that hard. When people are like, "Dude, it's so hard to get laid," it's like, where the fuck were you at? They were just like, I don't know, go
I'm a
to
nerd in
any
college.
bar everywhere.
No, well,
Dude, it's
Dude,
acceptable
nerd in
to be a
college
nerd
is
now.
nerd at college is where it's at now.
I'm the
But-
wrong kind of nerd.
Yeah, just
I
don't
was
be
a nerd. I
Like,
was a
you wanna
nerd
know
in
what-
college, and I got laid easily.
Well,
That
listen,
was a
the-
challenge in
guys,
the
the
90s.
facts on
got
the
your
ground have
hook.
changed.
Arza, you've got your hook. You know this from How I Met Your Mother, your hook. The reason for bringing a woman in, you say, hey, baby, or hey, guy, you want to know what? I want to show you my VHS collection.
I literally
You've
thought about
got
adding
your
it to my
hook.
Tinder profile.
Just make sure the first one that you show them is all the old Disney ones, because there's nothing but Disney adults nowadays. Which,
He's
don't
got
get me
'em.
wrong, do not date that person long term. But that's an easy lay, and it's
What does
an
it
easy
say
way
about
to
him
just
who
be like,
owns 'em?
oh, I can sing all this shit because I remember it when I was 5. You still live it like you're 5, but you got a body of a 25-year-old. I don't know how you want to take that, whatever. But I mean, come on. Some of these women, when they're into that shit, you're just like, okay, I guess I'll play along because it's a little mentally retarded. I'm sorry. It's like, but whatever.
To answer your
But
question,
some of
Darnell,
these
I
people
own them
are
because
just
it's
crazy.
cool and it's
No.
nostalgic.
No, it's actually it's awesome.
No, he's
People
saying
who
don't
understand
date
it.
them. Don't date them long term. I'm like, what does it say about him who owns them? Maybe
Yeah.
he's the long term guy who's got the red flags.
No. Well,
What do you mean? I got no red flags.
I would say
I'm
that
joking,
somebody
I'm joking.
who's passionate about like old items and wants to preserve culture and stuff. I mean,
No, I was joking.
but also I'm not trying to date a guy who has that because I want to date women. But
Well, also, like
So-
the facts on the ground have changed so much, man. Since like even in the relatively short time, like I'm 33, so I've been like I'm still technically in the streets, but like I'm a lot more selective now than I used to be, and it used to be like not that hard, but now with like Instagram and like you got to be more interesting than the phone if you want to meet a girl in person, and if you want to meet a girl on an app, just the competition is just it just the apps just encourage women to be really, really selective for shallow reasons. And the part of the problem is like when you meet somebody in real life, it feels like serendipity. It feels like How I Met Your Mother. It feels like, oh, maybe this feels like fate. When you meet someone on an app, it's like ordering a package from Amazon. It's like, I can just get another one of these. Especially if you're a decent looking girl, your inbox is full. Like it's very hard to have staying power, as a.
Hey, baby,
nowadays-
message me back. I'll give you
Nowadays,
nothing but
girls I
regret.
meet are nowadays most of the girls I meet are like last call at the bar material. It's just like, all right, you're what's left. Let's get this done, and then might be a one and done. But it's like, well, I came out for my purpose. I got my purpose, and then
Yeah,
I don't have to talk to you
that's
again.
the thing. Like all the people who are good and good at relationships are in relationships. They're all got like the people who are single now are the people who couldn't figure it out. Yeah, that's who. Like, there's not a lot of first round draft picks left, guys.
What's funny? What's funny is in your 30s, you're waiting for all the people to hit their first divorce, and now you're like, okay, cool.
I was about to say
when you come back around for that.
When you get to your 40s, Theo, you're gonna notice all those first round draft picks were released by their initial owners or their initial team, and they're back on the free agent
they're
market
back on the
again.
market around 34.
Yeah, wait till your 40s, man.
I'm sorry, baby, but I'm
And it
looking
might-
for a certified used here.
You gotta find the ones. You gotta find the ones that they were a good player. It was just the bad coach. You just gotta find that one.
Gotta find you a
Whatever.
Geno Smith.
However you want to
All right,
illustrate that.
Can I ask you senior gentlemen a little question? So, okay.
Go ahead, son.
Like 2 years ago, I matched with this girl on Tinder, right?
Okay.
We were hitting
Already
it
a
off
red
decently.
flag. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, I agree. But we were hitting it off. We were talking about hockey, which is great because I love hockey. Not very many people in my state watch it. Talking about it. And then the conversation kind of dies out at like day 3. So in her bio, she said she likes to read. So I asked her, what do you like to read? Her response was smut. I didn't know how to respond. And it ended
that
up
might
being
not be a
3
bad
days before I
thing.
did. And then it became too awkward to respond. So was I in the wrong for not responding to that?
No, that girl's a gooner.
It made you uncomfortable, but like Syfaxx said, that may be a good thing.
Here's the thing.
What do you
Depends. If you're on Tinder, are you looking for a long-term thing, or are you looking to just kind of knock one out, man? Because you can go both ways with it. Like if you're
I'm
looking
really
for
looking for that
something,
diamond in the rough.
What's funny about
if you're
that is
doing that, you're not going to probably find it.
I
But
met
if
my
there's
current
somebody's
wife on Tinder.
Hey man, good.
She
for
was
you.
she was the diamond, like you said, the
But it was-
diamond in the rough.
It was probably when that shit first started. Then I'm assuming
It was
you've been married for a
2018.
while.
2018.
Yeah, so like it was like around the conception of it
Dude.
when that was the idea. Now it's just a giant hookup. act.
No, it was like that, but it was like that from the beginning, at least in my area. I struck out at least 200 times before I met her. Like it was a fucking nightmare for a guy a guy in his late 30s with 3 kids.
Yeah,
it was
a
nightmare.
And also, listen. If a girl says she likes to read, but her favorite book is smut, she doesn't like to read. She likes to beat off. That's like a guy saying his favorite movie is Pornhub. It's not. No, that girl is a gooner. She is a gooner.
Reacting. That was my legitimate thought. Was that to me? It's no different saying that my favorite thing to watch is porn.
Your parents said you overreacted.
My parents thought I overreacted.
Your parents have no idea what the dating market is.
Why your parents?
No, your parents have no idea.
To your parents about this at all?
No. I love that you have that relationship with your parents. I love that for you, but they have no idea what the dating market is like nowadays. They have no clue.
Okay, let me give you a little bit lore about my parents. They're both super fat, polyamorous. Very sexually open individuals. I have met several of my mom's boyfriends without knowing that they were dating.
Oh god.
You giving Theo an aneurysm.
Oh buddy. I want to give you a hug right now. I'm so sorry.
My shit was like so backwards from that, dude. I grew up around like literally a biker gang. Have you ever heard of the Mongols? My mom was like basically an old lady in that. So when she was somebody's, girlfriend, that was her. That was his girl or whatever. So I've met those guys, and it was maybe like 2 of them throughout like 20 years. She never pulled it together, but it's like in that culture there's no fucking around with that. There is none of that shit. Like there's straight up a book that my mom's in that. Well, she's a part of it. Like she happens to be a bartender in the book, whatever. But it's like the shit that's in that book. And she was like, oh yeah, I was there. I did this. And the kind of shit that people did to other people over stuff like that, that's literally in a book that you can buy is insane. Like these people are like crazy. Let me to hear that is total different world for me.
They met on in a chat room looking for D&D people to talk to. When my dad was living in, I believe, Georgia, and my mom was living in Texas, both of them were in a relationship at this time. My mom just had her first kid, and my dad had a stepchild, and he was still married as well. She moves in with my dad and his wife. Now, my dad's wife was apparently insane, like nut job insane. So they both left together, moved to Ohio after me and my twin were born, and then she called in several false child abuse claims like every day for like 3 months.
Wow.
Dude.
Hey Arza, I want you to meet this guy I just met.
Hi, I'm just banging your mom.
Like so the way that my
does that bring back memories? No.
The way my twin found out about this is she was going through my mom's phone and she saw like text and she goes to my dad's like, did you know that mom has a secret boyfriend? He's like,
it's not a secret. I get those pictures too. It's a group chat. It's a group chat of nothing but dick pics, but like
some poopa pics.
Oh man,
God damn, dude.
Oh god.
Yeah, so maybe don't take their
advice,
maybe. Just
be careful with the ones that have back shots on them, because some of those might be your dad, dude. Don't look at those.
Oh, hey, look, I know that spill. That looks like me.
It's like, I recognize that tattoo on the shoulder. Damn it, Dad, stop doing that shit.
Dad, why are you taking back shots?
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
No, to touch on something Theo mentioned earlier, he'd rather get a neck crack than a blowjob. So I'm at that age, and the fucked up back that when my kids, I say, hey, come walk on my back. Come walk on this one spot. That is the best feeling in the world. And I would take that over like the most mind-blowing sexual experience ever. It just, when you get older, that is foreplay. That is, getting relief from body pain.
I don't know if you want to call your kids walk under your back foreplay. That's
God damn it. I was trying to quickly get past that.
No,
I mean, you kind of literally walked into that.
Listen,
okay.
Let me defend Darnell a little bit. I had an experience a couple of years ago. I took this girl home from a Halloween party, and we did our thing, and we were just kind of laying together, whatever. And she touched my shoulder. She's like, "You have a lot of tension. Here, sit up." And then she started like knocking the tension out in my shoulders and back, and I was like, What do you do?" And it was the best. I still think about that. Like when I need to go to sleep, like I still think about that. Like I was like, I hadn't had like that kind of like human contact before, and it's just like I'm chasing that dragon, man. That's all I want.
Yeah, like I worked from the time I was 10 years old. Like my grandfather owned the boat company, and he had a pasture with cattle. He had a property in Mississippi that was a hunting property for us that we had to continuously go fix fences and all kinds of shit. So I've been working my whole life, right? My body is just wrecked. 14 years of a fucking 30-pound belt around my waist. I'm fucking broken. So like any kind of physical relief is the best feeling in the world. And I would chase, I would chase that over any other feeling. And like that's like I don't know, like the best in the world.
Also, that's a girl who likes you. Like any girl will fucking, suck your dick at a porta potty at Coachella, whatever, but a girl who's actually gonna like knock out your shoulder knots, that girl likes you, man. Like that's special. That's a connection.
As a girl's willing to, like, I don't know, go down on you while her literally inhale from her nostrils is nothing but literally pure excrement. I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly a winner or exactly like wife material. I don't know. It's like, one of those. Like, yes, that's a lot of commitment.
Today, getting in my truck to go to the Thanksgiving at my in-laws, I pulled a muscle or something in my back, getting in my fucking truck. And it's not lifted. It's a Nissan Frontier. I just walked straight into it. It's an hour and a half drive. When I got there, I told my wife, she spent 15 minutes rubbing out all the fucking spots around where the muscle hurt, just because I said it hurt. She did. She got it right away. And I said, okay, I'm good. She's like, no, let me make sure it doesn't come back. And like, she just took the time to.
Yeah. And that's special, man. Like, and I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know.
It seems hard to find, but in all honesty, and then again, this is not going to sound great, but you might have to lower your visual standards just a little bit, because the girls who don't look as great as you probably think you're worth in your head are the ones that are going to be more attentive. Don't get me wrong. You might be able to hold out for that 8 or 9 in your head, but you might got to settle for that 6 or 7, man. And
hey, 4s and 5s need love too.
And yeah. Those, like I said, those are the end of the bar ones. Last call at a bar. That's the last call at a bar.
Here's the thing. I'll take a 6 with a good
way
attitude.
better. Yeah, they'll be way better to you in the long run.
No,
and it's in your head they're not that 9 or 10. Like even 9 or 10s to you might be 6 and 7s to other people. Everyone has different standards. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But whatever your standard is, well,
look, I don't really have a standard, because if she's going to settle for this too, I'm happy.
Guys, I'm not looking for a perfect woman. I'm looking for a 6 out of 10 who knows how to use an air fryer. Okay, I'll do a 6. I'll take a 6 with a good attitude over an 8 who's looking to trade up.
What about
useless? Yeah.
What about a 3 who cooks like a 10?
Honestly, if she's
how much of her own cooking does she eat?
Look, man.
Hey, bitches can't cook, bro. You just gotta deal with
bomb as hell. Like, people that cook really bomb as hell usually know how to cook relatively healthy, because for one, just cooking on your own is already healthier. Now, if they're sitting there and the thing that they cook, if the thing that they cook all the if the thing that they cook all the time is a bunch of deep fried garbage, but it still tastes good, I mean, sure, I guess you're cooking, but that's not exactly great. If it's a bunch of,
you can put her on a fucking diet, bro. Like, if she eats what I eat, then she's gonna get lean. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could get her to cut weight, bro. You could do that.
A buddy of mine had
burgers and then go on like a mile walk while you eat them.
A buddy of mine has a mentality, and we used to make fun of him for it, but he's, after 30 years of dating, we've come to the realization he's right. the bigger girls do try harder and will be open to more things.
That's right.
Baby,
I'm
does
trying-
this
Yeah.
does this
They open
does
their
this
mouths
dress make
wider,
me look
shove in
fat?
more food.
And
you
that's
know,
with my mom.
like that.
Does this dress make me look fat compared to what?
Listen, I'm 5'7". I'm trying to have D1 babies, bro. I want those girls about 6'2", about 250, like those rugby bitches at the Olympics. I will
So
climb them
what's
like a
the average?
raccoon.
What's the average there? Like 5'9", 5'11", or 5?
Yeah, like these
Something like
these
that.
rugby chicks, but like Alana Marr, that chick on fucking Dancing with the
Oh.
Stars, bro. I'm telling you,
Dude, I
I'm
dated
telling you.
a volleyball player one time. She was 6'10".
Yeah.
I mean, 5'10". I'm 5'6". We
Yeah.
met. We met online,
And
talked
you
for months,
man.
and then she, huh?
So
Was
Did
that-
you have to climb her?
Yeah.
No. And like,
Yeah.
so she finally was, look, you're really awesome. I hope you like me. I'm like, yeah, I do. She goes, I need to tell you something. Like, oh, great, she's got a dick. She goes, no.
If you're
goes,
5'6",
"No."
he's 5'7", you guys must got like money or something. No,
No,
if
no.
you got wives and shit.
You make them laugh, dude. You make them laugh. That's how you.
That's it.
That's
I
been
try
my
to do that.
biggest
I try to
weapon.
do that anyways.
See, my
Like, I
problem
mean,
is the
I've
only
made
thing
you
that makes
guys
girls laugh is
laugh.
my
I mean,
face.
shit. If I can do that to women, usually it's a pretty
So
easy.
she tells me she's
nail.
5'10". I'm like, I'm 5'6". You know what? So yeah, I'll say okay. She's like, you still cool to talk to? I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't care how tall you are. So like, she's like, okay, well, let's go out like a couple days. So we went out and she did it as a test to see if, and I was fucking loving it. People staring at us, and the whole time like, this fucking 5'10", like long brown hair, blue eye, like 10 volleyball chick, like beach and indoor volleyball chick wants this. Yeah, y'all better fucking look at this. And we dated for a long time.
No,
They were looking at you to watch when you walked by to see how fucking fat that one side of your ass is, to see how far your wallet went out.
That's right. Well, listen,
it didn't go anywhere.
Oh, there's hundreds in there. Like,
Hey, you want to know what? My wallet sticks really far out because I got no ass.
I made
So, I mean-
30,000 a year at that point.
No, that's the thing. Darnell's completely right. I dated a girl who was 6 feet tall, former volleyball player. She's from Barbados, so she's beautiful, just incredible woman. And we dated for a bit. She was a lot fucking taller than me. She was 6 feet tall. I also dated a woman who was 6'3" at one point. It's like, I'm telling you, bro, like I don't have any, I don't know. It's like I'm friend height, but I have a very fuckable personality. Okay. I'm very, you know what I'm saying? Like I talk all kinds of shit. My personality is 6'2", but my body is 5'7", you know, but also the other thing about being short, I got that dick to height ratio. Like my shit looks huge. It would look like put it on a tall guy. It's going to look, but on me, you know, it looks huge. So you just work with what you got, man. And I tell you what, like, I don't have any problem hitting on a tall woman. And honestly, here's the thing, a girl who's like 5'9" is gonna look down her nose at me, but a girl who's like 6'2" is gonna be happy to have the attention, because a lot of guys are passing her up. You know, a lot of guys are not giving her that attention. A lot of times these girls are beautiful. Here's the thing,
6 foot
as a
at
short,
6
You want to know
foot,
what? And
At
not
6
to
foot,
brag,
I'll go for
not
it.
to brag in any kind of way. I've never heard any complaints. Of course, I've never heard any compliments either. So
You see, I just need a
I'm
tall
probably on
girl
board
because I
with
need
that,
my
like,
kids to be
yeah.
taller than my sister's kids.
right.
Otherwise,
Yes,
her
that's what I'm
boyfriend is,
saying.
Now,
6'3",
based on your
so-
background, is it your sister or is it your brother who turned into your sister? No, I'm kidding.
Well, we were in the womb together.
Yeah.
You said you had a twin. I just assumed. No, I'm kidding.
No.
See, I like this guy. He can take a joke, you know,
that's
unlike,
good.
you know, a bunch of leftists out there, but whatever.
You cripple half of my campus with that kind of language.
Yeah.
It'd be like we needed our safe space immediately. It's like, oh god, dude. I feel like, you know, like I was like so focused on working and stuff for so many years. I wasn't on social media that much. I think I have like 4 pictures over like 12 years worth of social media shit, and it'd be some random crap. And then I started to get more into it after I got more into the YouTube stuff and learning about, I don't know, I just found random videos and random people, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I was reading a lot more books. I was expanding my knowledge of media and stuff, and I got into it, and I started getting more into politics. And then all of a sudden I started realizing, I'm like, is this how people actually are? And this was only in like probably the last couple of years. And I didn't realize how far removed, like, I technically was from the zeitgeist of everything that's out there. Because I was just like, oh, because everybody I would meet, like, I go out to bars, I go out to this, that, and the other. And some places I go are very like. There's one bar that I go to. It's called like the Cowboy Palace, which is like a honky tonk type of thing. So it's like, of course,
not a gay bar.
No. It's like how it's like it's like where people do a lot of line dancing and shit like that. And it's like, there's pool, there's drinks. It's like a lot of like, and like it's next to a place that has like you can ride your horse up to it kind of deal. So it's like there's a lot of shit like that out there. And I was like, okay, and I don't go there that often, mind you. But I was like, okay, if I know I go here, it's going to be probably a bunch of very specific type of people. But that being said, every other place, no, it's all like cowboy fucking Republicans. Like probably everybody has a gun on them.
Still
it's all
gay.
good.
You're not clearing
having a gun on you is gay. Okay, great.
You're never beat the allegations. There's some assless chaps at that bar. That's what I'm hearing.
Like everybody looks like they're like I don't know, like Clint Eastwood and shit. Like it's just like I'm about to shoot anybody that talks to me wrong.
Gays, just letting you know.
What?
Well, I mean,
what you said?
It's weird because there's like all the dudes that go there are probably 40 to 60. So when I go in there, like, it's easy to clean house because all the girls that go in there are like young, like, 20, like, 20s to 30s, and they're all there to like dance and do whatever. And they got they just look like the cowgirl fucking night. They got the get up going on. They look banging as fuck. But all the other bars in roughly the same area, I would assume would be not like that. And you go there and most people are just normal people. They're just like, oh yeah, we don't give a shit about any of this. So it's very, you would think it would be complete opposite. Most people just simply don't care. And with all the shit that's been going on, that's where I was, that was the most information that I was getting as going out, or like just going out. But then you jump onto Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff, and as you get more into this stuff, dude, people have gone fucking insane. I was like, I thought all this was just common sense. Like all this stuff sound like common sense to me. And all of a sudden you start looking into it and you're like, oh, these people are real. Like these people exist and there's a lot of them. Holy shit. Well, like I have no idea what happened. And I was lost. I would like for a while. Now I get it a little bit more, but I'm still baffled because I was like, what the hell happened, dude? I don't know when the switch was. Maybe it was the Trump derangement syndrome stuff. Because even when that happened, I was like, whatever. Like anytime a new president, every time a new president would come in, it was like not a big deal. But when the Trump thing happened, it became a big deal. And I was like,
they were always there.
Like
the Trump derangement syndrome just like pulled them out of hiding.
It was college.
All my friends are normie leftists. They're completely devoid of any of the actual culture war stuff. Like my best friend, he only knows about it because I talked to him about it because we talk about like everything. And he was earlier today defending DEI gaming because despite everything I've told him about how bad the actual system is, how they don't believe anything they're putting in these games, he still believes what he's told because it's easier than actually asking any of the questions and dealing with the actual conversations.
Yeah. And also, like I think the big difference is college. Like, college, it's every single class they're teaching you woke bullshit like it's a fact, and especially women, because now colleges are like 60 or 70% women now. It's like 2/3 women. So it's like, so if you meet a woman and the millennials was that generation where a lot of people went to college, and a lot of those people came out and became elementary school teachers, and they went into HR, and so then HR controls who gets hired at companies. And so then they filled the companies with, diversity hires and people who believe woke bullshit. And so the shit just kind of like spread itself out. And I'll agree with you. I go out to a lot of bars too. I never go out to bars for fun, but I do go to bars a lot for doing comedy and stuff. And I would say I get into a fight with like a woke person probably a couple of times a month. I'll have like a really unpleasant interaction. It's always a white woman over 30 who is the least attractive in her group of friends. every single time without fail. It's some
100%.
dumpy looking feminist who can't get attention from men without yelling at them.
Well,
And
try something next time. Take her home. See if her opinion changes.
that's honestly, so that's the thing I've been trying to figure out, because like I'm the one they always try to fight with. And I'm trying to figure out why this is. I was talking to my therapist about this, and she's like, Theo, you have to be doing something. No one gets in this many random fights with feminists. It has to be something you're doing.
You remember back in the day when we were kids, how girls would hit you and they liked you?
Yeah. I think it's because my comedy, I don't feel like it's misogynistic, but I talk about men and women like it's still the 90s, where we can talk about how men and women are different and it's a normal thing that we all agree on. And it's not anymore. Like,
because it is.
Because in my opinion, it is. And then, every once in a while you get one of these bullshit, these feminists, and then they want to pick a fight. But I really think they're attracted to the perceived misogyny. I think it's like there's something in them. It's like when a kid is like acting up and running around the store, what they're really doing, they're calling out for boundaries. They're calling out for discipline. And I think these feminists really want to be spanked.
They want to be spanked.
They want me to take them over their knee and show them who's boss, like it's a John Wayne movie. I think that's what they want.
Daddy.
Who's the bad girl?
Have any of you guys seen this movie? It was called Drive Away Dolls. It was like an indie movie that came out like about a year ago.
Yeah.
If it's an indie movie, then Arza definitely hasn't seen it.
Okay, so I watch all sorts of stuff, whatever. I'm friends with Chris Gore. He loves all sorts of indie movies. I go to whatever that, if it's part of our movie group, whatever, we go to it. And like a lot of the movie like tried to it almost seemed like they were trying to poke fun at Republicans, but by the end of the movie, like the whole message of the movie basically came down to this: was Democrat lesbians love Republican dick.
Crazy.
And that is like, if you watch it and you think that, or if now that you know it, I mean, the movie is actually not terrible, but the funny part about it was that at the end of it, I said that and everyone's like, holy shit, you're right. And I'm like, I know. Right. And I'm like, I feel that's what most of them are like. They're like, no, we hate this, but we secretly want it. Like, it's just like, it's the craziest shit.
Here's the secret.
That's kind of what you guys are talking about.
And I can say this because my
about
twin was one for so long. Most lesbians, modern day, are not lesbians. They're angry at men.
Or they're told to be angry at them.
See, the way I see it, most women psychologically are much more prone to bisexual tendencies. But most of these women would prefer men, but they have something in their brain telling them, I'm angry at men for some perceived slight, and so therefore they refuse to date men.
You know what's interesting? So this is crazy. So I have a friend of mine I've known her for a long time. We were in college together, and she shortly after she married a woman, and now they've been married for about like 8 years or something, and they are getting divorced, and she has started hooking up with a man. She's hooking up with a man now, and she's like, "Oh yeah,
I wonder what their tool of choice was in the. bedroom."
Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, this woman, married woman, she had a lot of anger against men. That was one of the things we had to work out. Like I told her one time, this is so crazy. I told her one time, she's like, "What are you looking for in a partner?" I was like, "Oh, probably someone who respects me." And she's like, "Oh, you mean someone who treats you like an authority figure?" And I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from? I just want respect is like a basic thing to want in a relationship. And if I was a woman and I said that, she would take it for granted. Of course, you have to have stunning and brave. You must have a man who respects.
Well, it's like when I was
mutual
younger,
respect. Like I understand what you're good at, you understand what I'm good at, and now we can connect on those bases. That should be probably like literally the basics. But if you're like, oh, somebody needs to have authority here, it's like that's already a problem. I'm surprised it lasted 8 years. Actually, it was probably done 3 years before that, but
it's crazy. It's crazy how quickly it was. There was so much stuff I tried to explain to her, and I tried to explain to her the male perspective on things, right? Because you guys know I talk about that stuff all the time. I try to tell her some of the stuff I talk about on these streams and in my comedy. I try to tell it to her, and she was like, I don't think men really think like that. And none of the men that I know think like that. And I'm like, none of the men you know have ever been honest with you in your life. Every man you have ever spoken to was either trying to sleep with you or lying to you because you're very easily upset and they didn't want to fight you.
Well,
right?
They're lying to you to sleep with you.
Like they
I've been
are
honest to
you know,
women like 3 times.
That's
it never goes well.
Yep. And I tried. She was like, well, we're friends. I want you to be 100% honest with me. And I was like, okay. And I sent her a home math video. I don't know if you guys know home math. You guys know? Yeah. I sent her a home math video and she went apoplectic, just lost her mind because I insisted that she see men as people and she couldn't handle it. It was too much cognitive dissonance. It would have disrupted too much of her feminist programming. You know, she couldn't handle it. And, you know, I'm hoping now that yeah, go ahead.
No, I think I mentioned this before, but when me and my twin were younger, like 16 or 17 years old, we were in the car one point in time. Is me, my mom, and my sister. And my sister just says that the reason that men like anime is because they have little girls' eyes. Or something like that. It's like all men have little girl eyes or something like that. Basically called every single man a PDF file. And I'm like, it took a minute before my mom was finally like, you realize you just included your brother in that group, right? She had no idea. It never even crossed her mind
that you were a dude.
All
right.
Men included me.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's weird. And this is something weird. Like you'll see this like a lot of times. It's like the racist dad who has a black friend. You know, it's like they don't think about the ones they know being part of the larger group. And also like anti-male like bias is so normal and so ubiquitous in our culture that people don't even notice it. Like you cannot talk about a problem that men have without some woman jumping out of the bushes to change the subject and say, well, what about women? Huh? What about women? This literally happened to me like a week ago. I was just like bringing up some issues that men have. And she's like, well, women have a lot of issues too. And they've been oppressed a lot. But yes, men also have it. Like she was trying to be sympathetic, but she couldn't do it without mentioning women. And also people don't talk about men's issues without qualifying them. Even men, even like strong, confident men will bring up a men's issue and be like, now I'm not trying to complain. And I know women probably have it worse. But also men are killing themselves a lot. And that's not great, right? But also women.
Yeah, male homelessness is much higher than women. I mean, no, that's very true. Too many times, but that's what happened when everything got put into a box and everyone got a label that we have in our current culture. Yeah, everyone is something, a specific group. And that's identity politics that is just destroying our culture right now. So it is that when you're talking with a modern feminist and trying to bring up a men's right issue or something like that, it automatically is going to be an attack. Well, or the generalizations. You hear a lot of generalizations.
Right. Which insane to me is like men and women don't function without each other. That's like putting men and women against each other is like putting cars and tires against each other. It doesn't make any sense. They have to function together. It's like hey, there's a problem with the tires. What about car problems? Huh? You ever think about that? It's insane that you need them. They must function together.
Heavy, it's going to keep crushing the tires that are supporting it.
And this is what's crazy. It's like that's exactly right. You literally like it's good. It's not good for women to have men not doing well. Like it's just
men loneliness epidemic, women most impacted.
It's crazy. Or my favorite one is like women are having trouble finding financially adequate partners. It's like what's really men are in crushing poverty and they're killing themselves because
women are educated. Women most impacted.
Like women are more educated than men because they demanded to get the same results in life as the most successful men without any of the obstacles or hard work it took to get there. It's crazy because it's like it's so crazy because like a lot of these women have bullshit made up laptop jobs that were just created to satisfy a diversity quota. They had all of the obstacles smoothed out of the way for them because of their fucking whining. And so they had a much easier time to get way more, and men were pushed out of the job market as a result. And at the same time, they were told that they had to work 10 times as hard to get half the credit. And they look around and it's like, well, if I was able to get here, where are all the men who had it much easier than me? Why can't I find a man who makes the money I make? Because they were told an
Your mic died out.
Yeah, you kind of went mute on there.
You're muted on
And
it.
your point
They
was
were
so
told-
excellent.
Right. They were told it was easier for them to get more. It was harder for them to get get less, and it was actually easier for them to get more. And but they believe the opposite, which is why they're so fucking cocky.
What's funny about your car analogy is that you know what, because like if you're gonna say basically women are the tires and men are the cars, you know what, that actually can make a lot more sense too, because men know how to change a tire when that shit is fucking useless, so they just get rid of it and replace it with a brand new one. So I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Like,
And you know what?
one that actually works for the car that you're working on.
Here's the
there
other
you
thing.
go.
Like that's,
Things
I mean,
are still
that's
working.
that's kitschy to say. And a lot of women say, you know, they're reluctant to get into relationships because they're worried men are going to trade them in for a younger model. But the reality is 80% of divorces are initiated by women. And if the woman is college educated, it's 90%. So the truth is, men don't leave. We pick one and we stick with it, even if it sucks. You know how many men I know that are just, I saw it tonight, where my buddy's just getting ripped
Probably more
apart by
men
his fucking
drive a car
fiancé.
into the ground before they ever replace that shit. Come on.
Yes, my fucking car is, I'm doing it now. We
I've
stick
driven
with
all
it.
of mine. I've driven all of them
Something
until
for
they.
less bitchy model.
I literally needed to replace it because like whatever things that needed to be done to it would have cost too much to like. It would have cost me a brand new
Right.
car anyways. So
I'm
it's like,
gonna have
fuck it,
to
I'll just buy a new
baby
one.
proof my house or get rid of my cat. And I'm choosing to baby proof my house because I made a choice and I'm sticking with it. Right? I don't bail when things get hard.
My second wife, I let her destroy me as a person, mentally, emotionally, and just and personality wise. I stuck with it. Like I was like, I'm gonna outlast this bitch. I am not fucking throwing in the towel. I'm gonna fucking stick this out. And then she's the one who asked for divorce because she met another dude.
It's crazy.
And literally,
like,
all I was doing was working and taking care of the kids in the house.
it's crazy. Like women have no idea the extent to which a good man is willing to sacrifice himself for a woman he cares about and a family that he builds with her. And they have
it's like
no
you
idea.
Be like, I'll go silent for 6 months, but at the same time, I still love you. Don't get me wrong. It's like,
It's
no,
like
and,
they want
they'll
to
be
move
like,
on,
oh
but they
shit, we
learn
need
the
to end this shit because you're not even talking to me. It's like, you know what? Because every time I talk to you, you piss me off. But the times that we do talk and we get together, everything is great. But because you don't express yourself the same way, they just assume like, oh, he's not in love with me anymore. I need a different connection. And it's like, I'm not the one that needs to change. You changed, so I just shut up about it. And men will do that instead of, well, hopefully not lashing out and stuff, because there are dudes like that. Don't get me wrong. There are outliers out there that are like,
oh yeah,
that's a bad thing. Do not do that, But most men will probably actually just do the silent route and be like, okay, whatever, honey, and like whatever. And as long as I can still do my shit, you just go along with it until the end of it. And hopefully, hopefully it doesn't end, and maybe hopefully things kind of fix themselves, or they realize, and you hope that they realize they might actually be the problem. Because it's like, look, I literally didn't change other than I stopped talking as much. And if me talking was actually possibly the cause of these problems, well, I stopped talking then, because every time we talk, we have a problem. Cool, I'll just stop talking. And they take that as a sign of you don't care anymore. It's like, no, I do care, but my way of caring is not talking anymore, because that seemed to be the problem. That happens a lot. Like I've had a couple of relationships go that way, where it's just like well, you just got so silent and distant and whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm not out there cheating. I'm not out there, screwing somebody else. I'm not doing all the other things that might be going on in your head. Because obviously I'm fucking right here. I'm just not talking as much, because every time we do, shit goes off the rails, and it's like, we don't want to do that anymore. How about I'm going to calm down. So men's way of calming down is kind of going silent sometimes. And I think they take that as a way of, well, he doesn't love me anymore. It's like, no,
and
this is my way.
They also take it as a way of right. They also take it as a sign of admitting you're wrong too. That's a big thing with my ex-wife. She was like, when you're silent, no answer and is an admission of guilt. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm just either A, tired of fighting, or B, like you said, just going silent so I can calm myself down and move on from this.
Yeah,
but silence always means guilt.
And it also goes into male nature in general too, of just being stoic.
Yeah.
Right.
It is a bit of stoicism that is just in our nature anyway. When it comes to this, we're problem solvers. We're gonna think of ways, and you want to know what? We see what possibly is causing the problem, then we're going to stop doing what's causing the problem.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of men, they come to the conclusion that what's causing the problem is me expressing myself. Because me expressing myself
men deal in like this always comes back to like men deal in logic, women deal in emotion, you know. So logically,
it's a real simple
hey,
solution.
what's the biggest problem? Me talking? Cool. Logically, I should stop talking. Ta-da.
There's a real big solution.
End of conflict, right? Like
these women just they need to rewatch Mulan. Not the new one, not the shitty one, the original one. Because the entire thing is Mulan has to learn to think like a man to complete all of her problems, solve all of her problems. More women just got to go and do that because it's all about learning to think like a man, so you can solve your problems.
That's so interesting that you should say that, Arza. I was thinking about this. You know, men are almost demanded to have empathy for women or to think about things from a woman's perspective. Think about what it's like for women. Think how much that gets screamed at us.
Scientific studies show that men have more empathy for women than women have for men.
Vastly, and it's not close. Women are not even curious about men. They don't even want it. They don't even want to think about us. I had this fights in my last relationship. We had so many. What I was trying to explain to her, it's like, okay, you can tell me how you like what clean looks like to you. Okay, you can show me what a clean dish looks like to you, what a clean countertop looks like to you. Okay, but it's never gonna bother me the way it bothers you. Okay, I'm just more comfortable with mess than you are. Okay, I can adapt to what you're asking me to do, but I'm not doing it to your standards on purpose to piss
you. You went blank again, dude. You're muted.
You went.
I don't know if it's your cord or something, maybe.
Just cat.
Because you're holding your mic. It might. Oh, is it your cat? Maybe it's messing with your cord.
Too good, and the world just has to stop him.
Is your cat a union member? Is he that the reason why? I mean, he's screwing up.
Cutting you off before you get too. He's like, I'm trying to save your job right now. I'm trying to save your job, man. All right, you get 20% tax on this shit. Yeah, you're good again.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
No problem.
Noise cancellation on you might want to turn that off. That might fix it.
What is it?
Yeah, noise cancellation
in the audio settings. It might be triggering and then silencing your mic.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just gonna mimic Theo with the same mic right here. Like, hey, yeah, man, what's good?
Yeah,
I'm also Theo, but with two different mics. Like, yeah, it looks like the same mic. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. But yeah, what Theo said. No.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, trust me. I'm going to go to my storage. I'm going to look around my place and look around my storage unit so I can find the handle for your mic.
Dude, I literally like because I do music and stuff. These are two actual like what I have my camera on is super ghetto. Like if somebody saw a picture of my setup from outside, it's like it's super ghetto. I got like two mic stands that are positioned very awkwardly. One's like a clip-on camera. And it's a disaster. Like I know a lot of people do it off their TV, but I use like a 65-inch TV as my monitor because it's just my TV and I have it plugged in my computer. So if I were to put it up there, it would just be like blasted across the whole little room here. And I'd just be like way in the background, like, hey, what's up, guys? Like nobody would be able to see anything. So I have it on. It's a disaster. But
no. Look at I keep goddamn it keeps cutting out right when I'm cooking too. That's so frustrating. I'm just this is like, right
I'm about to hit my point and
I hate it so much. Dude. But this is what I'm saying is like I think there are good quality normal ass women and we talk to them on the streams all the time. But here's the thing. Arza, let me defend whip. Let me pull a not all women are like that for just 1 second because I promise you're gonna I think the quality women, because they are quality, are having no trouble getting into relationships and they're all dating cool dudes. Like the chicks we talk to on stream are all fucking like married to people, and the people that are single are You know, the people who, you know,
miserable
As bitches.
harpies. Is that the best way to put it?
And they, yeah, well, here's the thing. Especially, you got to understand, especially, I'll talk about millennial women because I know about them a little bit. It's like millennial women have been on Tinder for over a decade now. You know what that does to a woman's ability to trust? These girls, they show up at the first date, they put a handgun on the table like, listen, you motherfucker, you're going to show me your credit score right goddamn now, or neither one of us is walking out of this PF chat.
You know, I'm going to be honest.
You're just,
are there like before we even go out on before I even go out on this date, you need to pay for the babysitter for me to have my kids there, and you're like, wait, you got kids? All right, canceled.
Right,
Like,
that's because they've had so many bad experiences, which are due to their own bad choices. But here's the thing: they have never been asked to take accountability for their choices. Like, as a guy, every time one of my relationships failed, the assumption was always that I fucked it up, and I always had to take stock of myself, reflect, learn from it, try to do better next time. Women don't go through that. Their friends just tell them they were right about everything. Like, my friends never did that. My friends were never on my side. They were like, dude, that sucks. But I mean, you know,
dating at 35, you said you're 32, I'm 35.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, if I'm out there like meeting a girl now, it's like, oh, cool. Like, before I even go out on a date, they're like, oh, here, come meet my fuck trophies. You know, they're a couple kids or whatever. But it's just, who the fuck wants to do that before a date?
And I will say, Arza, in your defense, like,
joke, but at
like
the same time, it's kind of true.
No, but I've date most of my dating range right now is like 25 to 28. That's mostly where I'm looking. And I gotta say, a lot of these girls are mad selfish, man. That's one thing I'm seeing, and that's reflecting that's pretty close to kind of your zone there. And I'm telling you, a lot of these girls they're very self-involved, they're focused, they're all about what are you going to do for me, me, you know, like, but the problem is they've got a lot of, like, it's very easy for a young woman who's decent looking to find a guy who will treat them in a way that is really exciting for like 2 weeks and then dump them. Like, I was literally reading something on the internet today where she was like, I met this guy and he said he was interested in long-term relationships. We went on our first date. It went well. The second date, we were going to go on a date, but I just went to his house and fucked him. The third, fourth, and fifth date were just me going to his house and fucking him. And then he got tired of fucking me and he didn't want to date me anymore. What happened? What happened?
My last Tinder thing that I had, like, the girl was 32, and I'm, like I said, I'm 35. So I was like, oh, this is cool. This isn't that bad. And she was like, well, I got a kid. I was like, you know, screw it, whatever. She actually responded to me, let's go out. So we go on the date and like bring her back to my place, and my friends were down to like you know, grab some beer and have like a little mini party here. And she's like, oh, let me call my friend. So she calls her friend over, and she's like, "Oh, you'll like my friend a lot. Like, you guys actually probably get along." So this was super weird, but like, her friend comes over, and me and her friend get along real well. And I thought she was like, "Oh, I'm 29." That's what I thought because I was drinking, and like she basically ends up hooking me up with her friend because whatever, and she ends up being 26. That's not that bad. I'm 35. She's 26. It's all still good, whatever. But it was just like, when we started hooking up for the next couple months, just that age difference alone, I was just like, dude, like, I have nothing to talk to you about. Like, it was so fucking weird. I was like, the before that, the only difference I've had in age gap that was that significant was like a 4-year age gap. And back in my, like, I was 24 and the girl I was dating was 20. And it was like, that was it. Other than that, it's always been like maybe 2-3 years, one way or the other, either older or younger. So it hasn't been that big of a deal.
I realize you don't know the age difference between my sister and her boyfriend, who they have a kid with. Okay, just so I'm 22. I just want you to guess the age of my sister's boyfriend.
42.
44.
Damn.
Okay, so my dad.
So I got
was
time, is what you're
years,
saying.
My dad was 20 years. My dad was 20 years older than my mom. I didn't get to meet him till I was 25, and he was like 65 or some shit. You know, and like, my mom was like in her 40s or some shit, or you know, it was a 20-year difference. And then he died literally like a year after that. I met him one fucking time, and so that was super weird. But I'll have to say, the one thing that she was truthful about, she was like, look, you're probably never going to lose all your hair. You're going to go gray early, which I already am. I'm 35. I'm going gray. It doesn't look like it on here. And I met him. He's 65, full head of hair, whatever.
You get your hair from your maternal grandfather, not your father.
Yeah.
Well, my grandfather, whatever. My grandfather also had. Well, I actually don't know his grandfather, so whatever.
No, it's
Either
your
way,
mom's grandfather.
he had a nice set of hair. My hair is fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
But
I take
I always
pills
thought
to keep
I always thought that shit was funny. But
Yeah.
so
My
I
dad's
met
got
him one
really hair.
time,
My mom's dad has
and
horrible hair, so I got my mom's
never wanted to
dad's
meet
hair.
him again.
What was that with the hair there, Darnell?
I take pills to keep this.
Hey.
Otherwise, it would be like I was like really fucking patchy up here about a year
Are
ago.
they blue pills? Is that why it's sticking up?
No. I feel like I'm trying to go and take a crazy
Literally on my
pills.
last birthday, my twin sister gifts me like gas station hair grow back pills.
No, dude. If it really bothers
Do they have
you,
the word rhino in them? Because don't take those, dude.
no, if
No,
it
I
really
had
bothers
stallion.
you, look into Keeps or Hims. They do the pills. I thought it was a load of horse shit, but I took the pills. It takes 3 to 6 months, and I noticed I was like really thinning all this. Now
I was
it's
reading
like
some of the
I
side
have
effects,
hair
like
again.
weight gain. I don't need more weight gain.
Well,
No, the side
also
effects
causes
are overstated.
Depression. It's
The side
depression.
effects are overstated.
I've
Like,
been doing
it-
that for long enough. I will be fine.
There's always rare cases. It's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna blow out your colon, and you're like, what?
Oh,
No,
my
I don't need
it's
that.
like, here's the
my
thing.
mood, my mood's too good right now. You want to know what? I need to bring my mood down a little bit, so I'm going to get on a pill that has a side effect of depression.
Well,
Just
listen,
bring my
Arza,
mood down just a little bit.
you're Gen Z. You're going to
I'm
be
taking
depressed
a
anyway.
gamble
Do you
that
want to be
says, like, if
depressed
you-
and
I
bald?
already am.
I'm gonna
Right,
take
you
a
want to be
gamble.
depressed
This
and
one
bald?
says
Come
if you-
on.
Chronic depression.
I'm going to take a gamble, and this one says after 6 months of use, you might lose your left testicle, specifically that one, and be like, all right, it's a gamble. Like, fuck
Well,
it.
look,
Like, let's live life
I only
dangerously.
need one.
Yo, well, Arza, I was born with just my right one, so you can have a bunch of kids with just one.
Hey,
So-
there you go.
I really was.
Working
I really
overtime.
was.
Some microplastics.
I really was. Like everyone used to joke that I couldn't have kids 'cause I only had one, but I've had the most kids out of all my friends, and the most
I
miscarriages
guess
out
you
of all
just
my
had something to
friends.
prove, huh?
Yeah, like fuck
I'm
y'all.
gonna
This
prove
one
a
nut's gonna
point.
show you.
One bald men can have kids too.
I should have
I'm
like
gonna have more
10
of 'em.
kids right now.
It's like doing graph presentations. He's like, look, I got proof of concept right here. One nut is all you need.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I said, kind of point in microplastics. Apparently,
says
they're
the
on all of our balls.
It says the depression is the big side effect. I don't feel it. I mean, I did go from Keeps to Hims because I every 6 months you got to meet with a doctor, like you talk to a doctor about chat, and I'll tell him, look, I am depressed, but I got hurt, lost my job, blah 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 blah. Well, no, we're taking you off. You're getting back on the phone. I'm like, no, I'm fucking not. I canceled my old account with him because I said I was
what level
depressed. But I
depression-
mentioned why.
What level of depression do you have to hit before they actually prescribe you some stuff? Because I feel like most people are in some ways probably depressed. They're like, oh, I'm not where I want
It's
to
all
be.
up to the
I'm not
therapist.
here. I'm not there. I'm not married. I don't got
lightest-
this, blah, blah, blah. Like, what is the
Most
level that
doctors-
before they're like, here you go, here's your prescription? Or
Most
is it just
doctors-
like,
Doctor
I
you
feel
have.
sad today, and they're like, here, here's all
Most
the
doctors, if you ask, you tell them, and you ask, they'll put you on something.
drugs. Is
like,
that
just
what it is?
mention-
It's
It's
literally that
shockingly
simple?
easy to get. Even like benzos, it's shockingly easy to get.
Yeah.
You just go to a general
Antidepressants don't work.
practitioner and be like, I'm stressed, and it's really
Dude, I
it's
thought I
far
was
too
getting
easy.
gout in my foot for a minute, and I actually
Ooh.
might be, and I
That
thought that was
hurts.
really bad. And I found this like just drink that you make that just a couple different ingredients, and my foot was inflamed like a couple different times, and I was like, "Fuck!" I hate going to the doctor. I'm super against it. I don't like it at all. Whatever. Like shit, dude. I had a spike go through my leg like years ago. Like whatever. I had stitches, and I pulled the stitches out myself just because if I went back, that would have cost me like $700. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. I did it myself. So I'm like very against going to the goddamn doctor. And so when this shit was happening, I was just like, oh man, my work at the time paid for it because I was like, I can't fucking walk. I couldn't put pressure on it. And they were like, yeah, it looks like the early stages of this. They gave me some pills. And then I looked up this like drink to drink, and they were like, hey, if you just take this a couple days, and I'm not gonna lie, it fucking worked. Like it was like a miracle cure. So I drink it like literally every day just to keep the inflammation down. Worked for me. I'm like, I'm hoping I don't get anything else crazy like that, but I don't know. Like I try to avoid the doctor at all costs. Like I'm like, shit, I'll go to a witch doctor before that shit, but whatever.
If they have needles, I'm not going.
I mean, I got all sorts of tattoos, man. Needles aren't my thing. I'm not afraid of them. It's all good.
I am, and that's what doctors will tell them. They'll look at me like, dude, you got your arm, you got one arm covered in tattoos, you got them on your legs, and you're afraid of needles. Like, yeah, but they don't stab me; they just kind of scratch me.
I got that. I got like a 14-inch back tattoo. I got all sorts of shit. Like one's all Marvel DC. The other one has a bunch of anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get a Super Mario like American traditional sleeve on this side.
Well, anyone that's watching the show, real quick. Anyone that's watching the show, if it looks like the chat is disabled, refresh. I earlier accidentally disabled it by pushing a wrong button in the studio, but it should be back up. So if you refresh, you should be good.
Oh, imagine being cringy using the chat. Could not be me.
Well, but listen, hey, Arza, I don't know, man. I listen. I really feel for you, like in terms of the dating stuff. I'm in a little different place in life, obviously being single, but like to be a young guy out here today with the current dating market would have been excruciating for me. You know, it actually is really tough. Don't let anybody who's older fucking gaslight you and be like, just go buy a girl flowers. Don't let them do that to you. Like that shit. I'm telling you, the shit. It really is different out here today. You're not making it up. It's not in your head. It is real. Okay, and I will say, like, I don't know. This is what I would say if I had to give you advice you aren't asking for. I would say, like, avoid casual sex. It ain't like it used to be, man. Like, don't like just be super fucking selective about the women that you choose to spend time with, and really filter them out by what they act like. Let them talk. Like, let them, because if you're not trying to fuck them, if you're just listening to their words, they will make themselves unattractive very quickly if it ain't the right one. For real, like this happened to be the
counterpoint. I don't believe women should talk.
Based.
No, MSK is enough.
No, listen. I was a couple of months ago. I met a woman doing comedy, as I sometimes do. She's absolutely fucking gorgeous. The kind of woman that would not have given me any play like 5-10 years ago. And now I'm at the point in my life where I could date pretty women, and I'm like, whoa. And I was a little bit like, whoa, for a second. And I was just like, oh, tell me about yourself a little bit. And it was just the worst, most self-involved, annoying, whiny bullshit I could have possibly imagined about how fucking great she is and how she's amazing, how anybody would be lucky to have her. She was fishing for compliments. Like, oh, I just think I'm too skinny and my face is too symmetrical.
So great that at 30 you're single.
Yeah,
and that's comedian.
That's exactly right. And so I listened to her for a bit, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. Thank you. And what's crazy is, like, now every time I still see her from time to time, she comes to shows and stuff, and she's like always super happy to see me. Like, hey, Theo, when are we gonna da da da? And I'm like, I'm good. I'm good, love. Enjoy. Because
so maybe you can fix her.
Theo sounds like he's approaching this with the confidence after probably a show and whatever, and that helps, dude. When I used to do shows and stuff, afterwards, it's like whoever you're talking to, it's like I was just the guy on stage. I was getting hit with all the lights.
Right.
I was like lit up. Don't get me wrong, that helps. Yeah. But I would say do this in your own personal life, which would be whatever your favorite thing is in life, whether I have no idea what it is, whatever it is that's your personal favorite thing, approach that conversation with the confidence that you have in loving that thing that you like, and approach that conversation with that much enthusiasm. Do that because people like seeing people passionate about what they like.
Yeah, and if she doesn't like the shit you like, it ain't gonna work anyway. Like,
and you can even turn something that you like into, as long as you can turn it into, exactly. Also, that could be a thing too. Yeah, if people don't like that, obviously
perfect. My future profession is perfect for getting girls. You know, I'm going to psychology.
Well, then do it, man.
I can fix them, and then I date
them. hit him with some psychology. Just be like, look, hey, if you thought if you liked super bulky, like, you know, jacked motherfuckers, have you ever thought about not that? No, I'm kidding.
Seriously, if you're into psychology, there's a really easy way to get girls.
Tarot, yeah.
Women love tarot. Tarot is nothing more than psychology.
Dude, I went to a rune reading one time. You ever seen one of those?
I do rune readings. I will do them.
God. I went to one of those. One of my girlfriends brought me to that, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, I was like, I went along with it just because I'm like, well, I love this girl, whatever. And I did not love that rune reading. I was like, this is ridiculous. It was absurd.
What? Be very careful.
Of course, you have a book. Of course, you have a book on it. You know what? Here's
like
step
6
one.
decks.
Don't have books on that shit.
No, the book is so I know what the cards say.
That's great.
This is a tarot deck. I have done over 100 readings.
Dude, you're
the
in.
easiest thing in the world to do.
You're in. Chicks love tarot. You're in.
Just be like, according to this, your sign lines up with the moon. That's a stride.
No,
like
according to this,
connected
you're
to
wonderful
Mercury
and you
tonight.
never make mistakes, and men are the problem.
You definitely want this dick tonight. You 100% want this dick tonight.
Listen, I'll just play the 9.
It's in the cards. I can't tell you what else it
This
means.
is the
It just
card of
means you want
swords. Oh,
my dick
you're
tonight.
gonna be stabbed with a
The
flesh
9 of
sword
Swords,
tonight.
Let's see. There's gonna be a major change in your life 6 or 9 months from now if you accept my sword.
There you go.
Yeah. That's crazy. Honestly,
You
and
just,
here's the
now you
thing.
just need to learn magic to make sure they all come up right.
Here's the thing.
Oh, I would
this-
love to learn magic.
So as a young man, if you've got nothing else going on and you've got no traction with girls, the best thing you could do is get really fucking good at something. Because any guy who's really fucking good at something, there are girls who want to fuck guys who are really good at that thing. So if
Even
you go
juggling.
That's the thing. You don't have
Juggling.
to be you don't have to be a 10 everywhere. You don't have to be like, I'm not. If you saw me at 7-Eleven, or Starbucks or whatever, you'd be like, oh, that's just some short guy with a man bun. But in the comedy club, I'm a 10. Right, because I just got
Like,
off stage,
he was
he's saying.
like the funniest guy at the set.
Right,
It's
like,
the same thing with me. It's
okay,
like,
okay,
I was
I
the
gotta ask.
guitarist. I'm a damn good guitar player. And if I was the guy that was just up there playing guitar, don't get me wrong, guitar is already kind of one of those things.
I will rock
But
you.
it
I will
happens,
rock.
It happens to help if you're fucking really good at it.
Just get good at something. Yeah, that
I will rock any women's world with my accordion playing. Okay.
Hell
Here's the
yeah.
thing, if you know how to play an instrument,
Dude,
what
hey,
are doing with your
you
fingers?
know what an instrument that is surprisingly sexy that a lot of people kind of underestimate
Trumpet.
is saxophone.
Yeah.
And I
that
was
means
a
you're really
saxophone
saxophone-
player in high school and
Saxophone
college.
Dude.
brings the women, dude. It's crazy. Like I played alto sax in like 7th
Uh-huh.
grade, and then I was still able to play it, and I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. And it's just like
You do
people
know
like,
why?
Holy shit!
You want to know what? George Michael got it right.
brings the women.
Yeah.
Dude,
They're-
you're just like, oh shit. For one, just being a musician in general in any aspect is already
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, and here's the thing. The other thing about that. The other thing about that is if you get really good at something, that's just something good to do anyway. So
Yeah.
even if you don't
Well, it
get
shows
any
you're
girls from
dedicated to something long enough to be good at it.
And here's the thing,
Yeah,
even if
like-
you don't get any
like a
girls from it,
relationship.
you benefit from it, right? Like you will derive benefit from that. That's just
Hey,
for
I'm
you.
really good at fighting games. That's like it.
It's like,
You
hey,
might have to go outside
You
at some point.
spent 15, 20 years being good at this instrument. Guess what? You'll probably spend way more than that being good at a relationship.
Look,
It shows
I'll-
commitment. It already shows, like how
Yeah.
people like to see that in jobs is like, oh, you spent X amount of years at this job, X amount of years at that
So-
job. As long as they're a good amount of years or whatever, it shows
Right.
you have commitment to
Look,
whatever the hell you're doing. And
The
it
band I
helps.
was in,
Oddly enough, it does.
there was a guitarist, a bass player, a drummer, and I played trumpet. And I was going home with more women than the other guys put together. And they're like, how the fuck you do that? I'm like, well, I know what I'm fucking. I mean, I play my instrument well. I'm
And
funny.
your
and-
spit game was hard, right?
Well, dude, this was told to me in 5th grade by the band director. Trumpet players have the softest lips. Use that to get girls to kiss you.
Ha.
And so that I would leave stage and like they'd ask questions about trumpet. I'm like, well, we do have the softest lips. And
Be like, we're about to make
fucking-
out. Let me just
like-
drain this spit valve real quick. But
like
I'll
fucking
get right
clockwork.
to it.
when I at the bar after a show, or after we come on, get off, and then the other headliner would come on, they'd be like, you tell them that, dude. Within 3 seconds, they're grabbing you and kissing you every time.
So a bad pickup line is, "Hey, I'm a tuba player, and I'll treat your pussy like a mouthpiece."
Like I play death metal guitar, so like there's a lot of finger work.
Yeah.
So don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, a lot of women are
Well,
like, hey, what those
same
fingers
thing.
do, man.
Hey, I'm
And
great.
Same
with
thing
voice.
too.
it
Like
works.
you finger fast for trumpets. I would tell it too. Like, yeah, I need to keep my fingers strong.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do? Well, I don't know. What you doing later tonight? Boom. You in?
Theo, I do have to ask though. So the man bun thing, right? Does
Yeah.
it like make you look taller or?
No,
what's the
I,
deal?
I wish.
Not when it's in the back of your head.
No, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is like I think what it is just like what's crazy is it actually gives girls, because I do make jokes about being short on stage. I get off stage and girls would be like, "Oh, you kind of look like a mini Thor," and they think they're being nice to me, but they're like, it actually gives girls kind of an
Kind of like
opening
emasculating you.
Well, yeah, well, it gives girls kind of like an opening to roast me, right? And here's the thing. This is what's important. Women will deliberately try to piss you off to see if they can ruffle your feathers. Because if you're easy to upset about, like they say short man energy, I have never been accused of having short man energy despite being a short man.
I don't.
And here's the thing.
I
Because
gotta find a way to show you a picture of me when I had long hair, because like I probably look more like Thor than you did.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Here's the
6
thing.
foot with hair down to my
So, like,
ass. Like,
it
was
gives
crazy.
it gives if you can kind of roll with the punches, especially in comedy. This happens a lot. Well, they'll try to roast me about stuff I said about myself on stage. But if you could kind of roll with the punches and maybe flip it back to them and be like, haha, you don't have a dad or whatever, then you can kind of like get in with them and get to laughing. And if she's fighting with you a little bit, but it's like fun, then that's how you fuck people. It really is. So you just got to be able to handle confrontation. You got to be able to tolerate a little bit of hot water, and just also never fucking apologize, especially if it's a woman you just met. Do not apologize. In a relationship, do. Obviously, you should try to work it out. But if you're just
Apologizing
meeting her
is
at a bar,
for the weak, just like
she's,
sleeping
she's
is. Like,
right.
just
She's
don't do that.
pretending to be mad. There's nothing you said that actually upset her, and even if she did, go fuck yourself. You're a stranger. I don't owe you anything, and that needs to be your attitude, because those are the types of men women have sex with. That's just the way it is. It gives them an opportunity. They're gonna try to get at you, to try to emasculate you, you bald motherfucker, whatever it is. They're gonna try to get something to dig at you, and if you fucking roll with it and you deal with it and you can flip it back to them a little bit, especially in a way that makes them laugh or makes their friends laugh at them, then you're in. You know, if you can make a girl laugh, you can kiss her. That's just how it works. But they are going to try to
It
test
also
you.
helps if you have a nice car. Not gonna lie, like
Right.
Like, my ex-wife loves to post that I have a Napoleon complex because I'm a height, but never once in my life, not one fucking time in my life, did someone make fun of my height and I get mad about it. I joke, I turn it back on them, or I'm like, yeah, I'm short. I was accused of being a hobbit a few times.
Yeah, whatever.
You know?
Yeah.
I've only met you guys a few
You know,
times.
okay,
I had no idea you guys were this short, but it's like on the streams that I'm on, there's one of the people that's on there. His name is well, he goes by Khalil Too Short. He goes, his name is Kada, whatever. He's a shorter black dude, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious. He's really funny. Like
times.
he's really funny. But it's like every time he posts on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now, I always post some like short meme thing, and I'm like, I hope I get to meet. I hope to meet him one day, because like, and I instantly know, like, I've never met him in person yet, but I instantly know we're gonna get along fantastically.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna make you
we
guys
just
proud
get
a little
along, no problem. And I'm like I said, I'm 6 foot, so I'm exactly 6 foot. I already know I'm way taller than this dude, and we're gonna get along just fine. But it's like, when people are just like, okay, they've accepted what you're dealt, the card you dealt, man. I'm sorry, that's just what happens. It doesn't matter. But it's like, just deal with
there's a movie that's excellent
and own it. Just fucking own it. Like, sorry, but
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna get proud about a movie that I have seen that's perfect for this. Roxanne.
Steve Martin, the big nose. Yep.
Every single guy needs to watch Roxanne.
Yeah.
Tell you exactly how to handle when people give you shit.
Steve Martin's got a huge long nose, and it's isn't it Midsummer? No, not Midsummer Night's Dream. It's a telling of one of Shakespeare's plays. It's a really funny comedy.
It's the
jerk.
It's the retelling of the short guy in the dwarf.
Jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. But he's right. Steve Martin has like a super long nose. He's not attractive, and he gets some hot guy to talk to the girl he's into. But yeah, it's a good movie. He's right. People who have.
But there's a scene in the bar where someone calls him long nose. He's like, "Oh, is that the best you can do?" He's like, "Pick a number." The dude says like 43. He's like, "Okay, 43 insults," and on the spot he comes with 43 different long nose based insults to counteract the guy.
To make fun of himself. Yeah. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, it's just you just gotta own what you got.
That's the thing with like look, for whether it's Twitter, and especially on YouTube, like if you're gonna go on YouTube and then do even what we're doing right now, and you're gonna show yourself, for one, you have to have thick skin. That's like rule number one. If you're gonna show yourself, have thick skin. Like I'm waiting for somebody, like I'm hoping for the day where somebody finally says something enough to me where I'm like, holy shit, somebody actually offended me. Because there's nothing anybody could ever say that's more offensive than, I'm not gonna lie, this might sound like sad or whatever, but that I've probably said worse to myself in some form or the other. There's no way anyone could ever fucking do it. It's just not gonna happen. So whatever anyone else can say, I'm just like, hey, bring it on, man. Like I talk about all sorts of bad shit about me. Like I joke around about being, white guy number 3 and a bit characterization, like my teeth are a little gapped, whatever. I literally don't give a shit. I did at one point in my life, those things would be something that I was a little more offended about, or like not exactly offended, but I was more hypercritical. I was hypercritical about it, and I was like, "Fuck, man! I hope nobody notices." And there were reasons to not want to do something like this. I'm 35, dude. I don't give it. There's nothing that's gonna change. I'm not gonna go get like tons of plastic surgery. I'm like, this is what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get all the time. Who cares? Who cares? Just for one. Also, I've always liked like one of the things that really turned me on to like trying to do the YouTube thing was Robert Meyer-Net used it, but Nerdrotic kind of adapted it, which is authenticity is the way of the future. And I've liked that term in general. And once you adapt that into your mindset, it's like, okay, just be you all the time, especially if you're doing this. And by doing that, literally there shouldn't be anything that offends you. It's like, oh, well, I hate your opinion about something. Okay, cool. Good job, man. Move on. I don't care.
One activity
it doesn't bother me at all. I'll throw everything out there for everybody. I don't care. Who cares?
One activity that I find really works is standing in front of the mirror and throwing insults at yourself.
Yep.
You won't amount to anything. Boy, your gut is really big right now. You say those things to you to build up your skin a little bit, because it's like the things you know about yourself, well, then it's less ammo for someone else saying it. It's just one of those things. It's just, it's one of those things.
Acknowledge your flaws and then realize like
other people are going to see it and they may poke at it. Right. Exactly. They may poke at that flaw, but if you own it and you know it's your flaw, then it rolls off your back.
Well, look, I got kind of like a pudgy stomach that sticks out, right? I'm getting older, it's harder to keep in shape. Today at Thanksgiving, I was eating a sliced cucumber and it fell. I used my stomach.
Unbuckle that belt a little.
No, and it's not from eating. It's just it's not like I'm not fat. It's not fat. It's my stomach. So I don't work on my core. I just let it go. Well, it fell. I used my stomach to catch it against the table. I pinned it against the table, and one of my wife's cousins.
That was a plus. That was a plus.
What? One of my wife's cousins. She has 2 cousins that they don't. Oh, 3 cousins. They don't act like they're better than everybody, but they always one up you, and they find ways to like not drag you down, but like insult you in a way. And he was like, "Oh yeah, no." He goes, "Oh man, yeah, that happens to everybody." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, you spilled something." I'm like, yeah, but I used my stomach to catch it, so it's a plus. And like I pulled out and ate it, and he didn't know how to react to it.
It'd been funny if you like lifted your stomach down and flipped it into your mouth,
dude.
Like, as a bungee, like awesome. Just like check this shit out.
But like he didn't know how to respond to it because like
they're not used to people just accepting
right.
what they got.
Her family, they'll keep their mouth shut and like just bury down stuff that bothers them. I fucking speak, and she'll always fuss me like, "Hey, look, you kind of offended Bobby." I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I mean, the dude was talking shit. I can't talk shit back. Well, no, yeah, but you know how he is. I don't fucking care. It's his problem how he is, not mine.
You see, I'm on
I mean, I learned years ago, like you guys were saying earlier, and a lot of people have adopted this on like kind of this side of the internet, or whatever side of the internet. It doesn't really matter. But the biggest thing is, do not apologize. Do not apologize for whatever it is that, let's say I mean, I guess there are some things you could apologize for, but let's just be honest. Most of the things that people are sitting there grilling you about are being, let's say, mean about, or don't get offended. Embrace it. Literally embrace the meme kind of deal. Like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm this person. I'm this. Fucking own it, dude. Own it every single time. For one, it'll probably maybe get you some more people. If you're doing it on this, well, obviously we're on here for many different reasons. You want to express your opinions, but also, of course, you want to grow your viewership and stuff. But also, I don't know, be authentic, be yourself. Hopefully that is yourself. If you're not like that in real life, I guess don't do that. But if you're like that in real life, definitely own it, man. Just be like, dude, don't give a shit. I mean, unless the not giving a shit thing is like you being a complete and utter asshole all the time. I don't feel like most of that stuff is being that. I don't know how other people view it, but it's like, dude, just embrace it, man. Be like, look, dude, you don't got to give a full not give a shit attitude towards a lot of these things. But I mean, come on, man. Like, if you're going to put yourself out there, embrace what you're going to take and either ride off of it or ride into the fray of what's going to happen to you. And then maybe sometimes some of that stuff, I don't know, might actually be useful advice. It's like, dude, stop being a fat piece of shit. And it's like, well, shit, yeah, I guess I could do some more push-ups. Cool. Embrace it. Be like, you know what? You're right, man. I'm going to do that. I feel fat today. Go do those push-ups, whatever. Just embrace it. Just do it. And I feel like the people who do that kind of stuff get a lot more acknowledgement and, I don't know, a lot more support. I don't know. That's my take on something like that.
I'm on a lot of the new YouTuber subreddits, and a lot of people are out there always bitching about how they can't handle the negative comments. It's like the environment in those subreddits has created this idea that everyone is fit for YouTube. No, very few people are actually able to put themselves out there because we are all officially public figures. We have consented to being made fun of in the most vile ways possible by putting our faces and our voices out there. We deserve anything that gets said to us, unless it's like a doxing or something like that. And it's just like, it's all like everything. Every day I log in, it's like 100 people going, I'm quitting YouTube. I can't deal with it anymore. It's too hard or whatever. I'm like, you shouldn't be on there anyway.
And listen,
Arza,
I want to say,
subscribers to me.
You're Arza. That's so true. So I'm going to tell you something. I'm not very proud of this, but when I was 21 years old, or I was 20 years old at this point, I was probably 19. I did stand up at my college. That was where I started doing it. And when you first start stand up, it doesn't go very well. And I came back my sophomore year. I had brand new jokes I wrote over the summer. I had a set. I had all my friends come out to watch me at this open mic at the coffee shop at the college, and I did fucking terrible. And I was super embarrassed about it. And one of my best bros in the world at that time came up to me after a few days later when I was kind of walking it off at that point, because you feel a lot of shame when you bomb at comedy. And he looked me right in my face and he said, "Your stand-up sucks. Your stand-up needs to get better." And he didn't say it in a way that was constructive or helpful. It was like, I was embarrassed to be seen with you, and I don't want you to ever do that again. And a couple of years later, he brought it up, or a year later, he brought it up again. Is like, oh yeah, I've seen Theo do stand up. He has those jokes that you just kind of laugh at to make him feel better. Like he really, really said some stuff. And here's the thing, because he was my bro, it really got to me. And he doesn't understand that, sometimes when you're doing new stuff, it doesn't work out and you got to work on it. And at the time, I didn't really understand that either. I was just, nobody taught me how to do stand up. I was just trying to figure it out. And I was, 19, you don't fucking know anything, So I took that really personally. And when people would say stuff like that, I let it get to me. And I walked away from stand-up for a while. I spent a lot of time not doing stand-up that I should have been because I let those negative comments get to me. But here's the thing about comments like that are not meant to make you better. That's about the person saying it. That has nothing to do with you. They have ugliness inside them. They want to put it out there. And YouTube comments are the number one thing because that's not even in person. It's so easy. If I'm a shitty, depressed asshole and you're the man in the arena, that's what Teddy Roosevelt said. The crowd doesn't matter. It's the man in the arena who's actually trying to do something. It's very easy to boo somebody from the cheap seats because you're not doing shit. You know, but somebody who's out there actually trying to do shit, it's like, yeah, your YouTube videos, maybe they're not taking off now, but who knows where you're going to be if you keep grinding it out, you know, if you actually stick with it. And that's what happened to me. I get paid to do stand-up now. I get laid doing stand-up. I had a fucking threesome off of stand-up comedy, god damn it. I'm good at this shit. I'm nice with the shit, bro.
I'm a funny person.
God damn it. But you know what? He was right.
You feel good now?
That night, that particular night, I wasn't that good at stand-up. But you know what? Later that year, I did the TBS College Comedy Competition, and I did okay. I was a participant, god damn it.
You got your
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you actually stick with the shit, like, you're exactly right. Those negative comments don't have anything to do with you. And you're right. Some people are going to take them personally. Those people are not cut out to be in the arena, you know? But if you're going to be a man in the arena, you just got to tune that out. Just know they wish they were out here doing shit. They're just mad because they don't have the courage to step in front of this camera, turn on this microphone and try to say something to the world. They don't have that. You know, and you do. And by the way, the fact that you do have the courage, the fact that you are on these streams, the fact that you are willing to be like vulnerable and talk about, you know what, dating as a fucking Gen Z guy sucks. That shit is what is actually going to get you laid, believe it or not.
He's ready to blow you right now.
Have courage, bro. I'm telling you, I'm the wingman you need. Take me out to the fucking bar. I'll hook you up, bro.
I have to do it.
Sorry to grab a drink. I was listening though, but you know what? Go for it.
Met Cam?
Huh?
Have you met ArzaChats? That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
No, I'm in agreement with Theo. For one, just putting yourself onto like YouTube and stuff like this is, of course, you're gonna get backlash. Like I'm not exactly gonna say I'm the opposite of what he's talking about, but I'm waiting for my first hater comment because right now it's all the people that are subscribed to me and stuff is from the streams that I'm on, so they clearly already like what I have to say. So I'm waiting for it to, I'm hoping it blows up enough to where I actually start getting some haters, you know?
I'll do it.
I'm waiting to bring it on. Just be like, you fucking white piece of shit, whatever. Like, it's all
send me a message of where you're going to be and I'll go do it.
Dude, okay. So I actually, even like just earlier tonight, I posted a video of my old band. It was a death metal band that I played in like about 15 years ago. It was like a throwback video. And I was just like, you know what? Like, it was an old video. Like, actually, my band page is still on here, but it got stolen by like a South Korean person, and nobody remembers the email. Nobody remembers the password. Story. Dude, it's actually hilarious because that thing has like 1,000 fucking. It has like 1,000 like subs on it, and I'm like, I try to find a way to get it back just so I could like. I'm not gonna lie, to jumpstart a YouTube channel on it because it also has a really cool name. And I was just like, oh man, this would be perfect because it already has people on there, even though they're all probably South Korean. And like, there's like my 7 band videos from like one of my first shows ever that was recorded. And then there's like 6 random videos of some random woman on there doing like, I have no idea what she's even doing. And she doesn't even speak Korean. So I was like, I don't know who the fuck stole this, but it's all in Korean. And then she's speaking English. It's the weirdest channel I've ever seen in my life now at this point. Anyways, so I just recorded the fucking video from that on OBS and reposted it on my shit because it's my fucking video. I'm in it. It's my shit. It's my song. I wrote it. I wrote the music. I was like, this is my shit. This is 100% my shit. So if they ever came after me or on it, it's like, this is me. It's literally 100% me. I even got the 2007 files from it. You know, it's like, shit, this is me. Anyways, by doing that or whatever, I was just like, I kind of lost my train of thought. But
putting yourself out on YouTube, you have opposite.
Putting yourself out there. So it's like I'm putting my old self out there, like what I used to look like, what I was about then, and I'm much more different than that now by like a long shot. And like even I mean, simply my hair alone, shit, I had hair down in my ass, whatever. It's all good. I had long flowing locks. I was super pretty, but whatever.
Just tell me how hard you want me to go, and I'll go that hard.
Yeah, I mean, to the root. Do you suck the root? No.
No, I'm like, tell me how hard you want me to be a hater. I'll go as hard as you want.
Oh, dude, just bring it on. Like I'm waiting for my first dislike.
I'll do it.
You know, like just hit it for fun. It'll be fun.
That's actually the
like,
thing.
All 4 of you go on there and dislike.
Don't let me
newest
get canceled by this shit,
Be like,
right?
Screw this guy.
It's unfortunately
No, I'm
that's the
still
reality.
gonna post. I don't give a shit. But
If you're
it's like,
doing anything, you're gonna attract haters. It's like that's actually the first time I knew I was doing well in comedy was when I had a woman wait after the show just to yell at me.
like,
I was like,
suck,
oh shit,
sir."
I really got it. I really got you in your feelings because she didn't say I wasn't funny. She said I hated women. That's not the same thing. I can live with that criticism. That's fine.
I laughed at 90% of that, but that woman stuff.
As long as
that
people
woman
were
stuff.
laughing, there were plenty of women in there laughing too, so they didn't think I hated them. So, but that's the thing. It's like, but if you're stirring people up in their feelings, and that's what good content is going to do. Is going to get people all stirred up, and unfortunately, some of those people are going to take it a bad way. That's how it is, So if you're doing something, you're going to attract haters. That's just how it is.
And most of the haters, though, and a lot of times is usually just projection.
Bingo.
Bingo. On that note,
They're jealous. Jealous.
Yep. That note, we're going to do some outros, and we will go around the horn. Joining us into the stream of Syfaxx, and go ahead and tell people where you're going to be and what you're up to.
Yeah, so right now I'm kind of doing reviews of Cobra Kai season 6 part 2 because they split it into 3 parts for some reason. So they're all 5
I'm
5 episodes
so
each. I do like it, and I've liked the series overall. So I felt it would be a good thing to hold me over until something else comes out. Usually I just do kind of movie reviews. And like today, like I said, I dropped a throwback music video thing that I thought would be just like a fun whatever thing. But usually it's just movie reviews. This week would have been Moana, but I couldn't find myself to. I couldn't get into it enough. Like Disney's not really my thing for obvious reasons. But next week, I'll be seeing like Y2K with DA and actually Uncle T, if you guys know who that guy is. Like we all live out here in LA area ish, whatever. And so we're all going to go see that. And then you catch me on DA streams like the Nightcap and the DA's office on Sundays. And then Thursdays at Hold My DualShock on Thursdays. So I was on there a little bit earlier. And then whenever I get invited to other stuff, like I've been on MSK, like with you guys on Monday where I met all you guys, which was cool. Yeah. And then, well, now I just randomly came on here too, which is also cool. Thank you very much for the invite.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for joining in.
And, whenever people invite me, I'm just like, hey, if I got the time and I'm down and I'm at my computer, perfect. Great. Like I'm down to get out there more, talk to people. I know a bunch of people from this side of the internet. Like, I know Nerdrotic, all those people, whatever. I know a lot of these people like, well, not exactly super personally, but enough to where some of these people I got their phone numbers and shit. So whatever, however you want to take that, whatever. But I'm trying to get out there, get better at it. All this stuff is very new to me. So if you check out my channel, thank you for it. It's not going to be like super top notch anything. I'm just learning. I wouldn't be surprised if like my goal before the end of the year is literally 100 subscribers, and I think I'm at 86. So only 14 more. If I can grab, 14 more before the end of the year, I think that'll be a pretty solid start. So, thanks for having me on, and it's always good to talk to you guys. You guys are fun. Right? It's good.
Well, thanks for joining in, Arza.
Sorry again for all the constant background screaming from my dormitory's elevators. I've been working all night. This is my job. I sit here and do nothing. So I figured, at least it's not a smoke detector. But this is my job. I get paid to do nothing but sit at a desk and occasionally talk to people who need help, but almost never. Outside of that, I've been just continuing to chug along on my YouTube channel. ArzaChats is the name of it. It's really easy. It's the same name. I just had a really big video talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Didn't do a video today. Don't know if I'm doing one tomorrow, and I will not be doing one on Sundays. I take Sundays off from now on, unless I'm doing a longer form video, which then I will allocate 2 Sundays, but no posts on Sundays. Just daily videos covering news. I'm like Yellow Flash and Hypnotic, but gay and lame. So I'm the South Park version. And then I'm on MSK every Monday. And you know what? I'm just going to shamelessly plug, if anybody needs a diversity hire for a live stream, just hit me up. I love doing panel streams.
That's what I am on the DA stream, dude. I'm like the dedicated white guy that goes on all these streams. It's like it ended up being that way just by happenstance, and it's kind of funny. And now it's just a running joke, but whatever. Like, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of these people in real life, but it's like it just kind of happened that way.
Panel streams are my favorite thing to do. Honestly, I thought they looked fun, and I can now say for certain they are really fun to do. So anytime I can get on one, I'm going to try.
Hey, Theo.
Hey, yeah, I am. I've got a lot of stand-up stuff coming up. I'm also gonna be launching my own live stream over on my channel very soon. Trying to get the first episodes out before the end of the year. And 2025, I'm gonna be traveling all over the place doing stand-up comedy. So if you want to keep track of that, follow me at Theo Snod on Twitter and at Theo_Snodgrass on Instagram and YouTube. That's where you can find all of my stuff.
If you come out to Cali, man, or like SoCal specifically, I'm down to come check you out, man, and hang out and we'll have a beer or whatever you're into. It's all good.
Yeah.
I went to a bunch of Chrissy Meyer stuff and whatever. Like I always follow those people. Like, your comedy is not exactly fully for me, but whatever. I support the people that I support on here. Like
Darnell.
See, it's Thursday. Do we have a show tomorrow night?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, we have insert title here tomorrow night around the same time. Saturday the MSK show, Monday the MSK show, Tuesday night quiz time with Quizmaster Darnell Quigley on Mr. Burger's channel at 8:45 Central. Also, actually, Syfaxx, a guy you brought to MSK's channel, got with me, Quentin.
Quentin, yeah.
We're gonna do a show together. We're gonna do a show.
Wanted to start something. Yeah, he's been
gonna do a show together.
He's been hitting me up about it too, because
we're gonna start a show. We did like a little test last night for a couple of hours, and it worked out pretty cool.
Cool. Maybe
he said he's gonna get a camera.
Yeah, I haven't checked Discord yet, but he's been hitting me up about that too. So I might be on it too. I have no idea.
Yeah,
but he's a good guy. He's cool. He always keeps talking to me because I have a Final Fantasy tattoo. He's always just like, "Hey man,
we
dude,
talked a lot about Final Fantasy last night. We talked a lot about it."
He's like, "Dude, Final Fantasy videos." And I'm like, "Dude, I haven't played it other than Final Fantasy 14. I haven't played that shit in like 20 years." But all right.
Right. So yeah, he's going to get a ring light for his phone this weekend, and a microphone for so we can do a show. But then also
I might be up there too with you. So there you go.
Oh yeah. He did mention that. But yeah, it's to be kind of like Emerald show. It'd be like an open invite for stuff. And then I got a youtube.com/@shamrecords is my AI created music. Go check out. I put out 3 or 4 new songs today. The whole entire album that's titled "Boomer's Gonna Boom" is out and posted. It's all about like making fun of the youth today and all their technological requirements are.
With your AI songs, do you write all the lyrics or do you let AI do it too?
Yes and no. We'll try it ourselves and get AI to do it, and we'll like, okay, well that's better. All right, let's change this. Let's fix it ourselves.
Because I did a bunch of songs on Udio too, and but it was all lyrics that I never got to use for real songs, and then I turned them into metal songs because I'm like a metal, death metal, whatever. You were saying, I think you was more, I don't want to say reggae, not reggae. What's
ska?
Was it reggae? Ska. There you go. So, and it was like more of that. And it's like, I did it with metal, and it was like one of the songs I did actually ended up sounding exactly like my real fucking band. And I was like, holy shit.
That's awesome.
It actually blew my mind. And then I just, at the time, is before Udio did the 2-minute versions. There was only 30 seconds at a time, so I was doing 30 seconds. And every time I added to it, I was like, it's it's like not exactly what we would write, but it was damn close.
I
was like,
prefer
this
the
is
30
crazy.
second. I prefer the 30. If I'm doing something with lyrics, I prefer doing it 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah, it works
it
better.
Yeah, correct. Like if I'm doing like I've supplied instrumental music for some shows, and that's easier just to drop a 2-minute like that. I can usually get what they want with that, but we're working on a Christmas album that's supposed to be covers of Christmas songs, and we're actually getting it to sound pretty good.
Right
So
on.
that should be coming out soon. And then
I'm subscribed to your main channel. Does your main channel have a link to the other channel?
no, I don't do anything on my main channel. It's just a channel I created back when YouTube was founded decades ago.
Where would I
need
find
to
your
update that.
AI music then? Like,
I'm
I'm
posting it right
interested
now.
in that. Okay, I'll check it out and subscribe.
We have over 200 touch songs we're actually working on in the pipe right now. Oh, ignore that.
Yeah.
Triangle. It's the whatever slash. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well, as Darnell said, we have the regular insert title here show tomorrow at 9:30 PST. And then we will find out who the new sponsor of the week is, our favorite segment of the show. I will be back on MSK's channel back on Saturday as well, and then Monday. Otherwise, I'd like to thank my co-host, Darnell, and to the other guests on the panel, Theo, Arza, and Syfaxx. Thank you for joining us. If you liked this stream, please make sure you like and subscribe. Really helps out. And I hope everyone has had a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you again later. Have a great night.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.